You're watching the Quick Finishers Racing League on the Sim Road Racing Network.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Martinsville, Virginia, home of the Martinsville Speedway for race number 7 of the 2025 Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series. My name is Nathan Christensen, voice of the Quick Finishers Racing League on the Sim World Racing Network. So glad I could be here and you could join us tonight from Martinsville. We will go 280 laps around the point. 5.2 mile Martinsville Speedway as we get set to start the race 7, the first real short track event of the year here at Martinsville. Let's take a look here at the standings in practice. So far, Zulu leads the way in his number 98 machine with a 19.171, the fastest time so far this afternoon here from Martinsville. Michael Kurdzlak sits in second with a 19.179, and then sitting third on the practice speed charts right now is the driver of the number 15, Dave Hara, with a 19.191, Chris Essery 19.204, and Tommy Osborne's 19.266 round out the top 5 here so far tonight. As I mentioned, race 7 of the 2025 All-American Racing League Cup Series, as again we are at Martinsville Speedway and we look forward to a great afternoon, evening of racing, bringing it to you here live on the Sim World Racing Network. Take a look here at the driver of the number 41, Michael Kurdzlak, there in the 41, headed down the pit road. Let's see who is out on track. There is the driver that sits right now on the top of the scoring pylon. That is the driver of the number 98, Zulu. Zoltan is right there in that beautiful looking number 98 car, working to the inside there. A Tyrone Yo on the exit of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Also on track, the aforementioned Officer Hillbilly, Dave Hara, driver of the number 15 machine, the LSPD Camaro there on your screen, keeping it in third place here in the late running of practice. Just about 7 minutes to go here before we get set for qualifying from Martinsville. Qualifying will be 2 laps. Single car qualifying 2 laps. Fastest of your 2 laps will set your starting position for tonight's event. Again, 280 laps. The distance looks like 20 cars so far signed into excuse me, the pits here tonight for this one. So take a look who else is out there. Greg Barnett, driver of the 30. He's going to go back to the pits. We'll find another driver. Curtis Soburn driving that number 1 machine out there. Tony the Tiger Tribute 1 machine. They're headed down into turns 1 and 2. Looks like he's got HendricksCars.com rather on the side of that one for Curtis tonight. Let's take a look to see who is also out there. We got the 53, James Bowden, driving the Racing Champions diecast number 53 chrome and silver machine, headed down there in turns 3 and 4 end of the speedway. Tyler Nelson there on screen, driver of the number 85 Husky Camaro out of Harpers Ferry, West Virginia, son to James Nelson, league owner. He will take to the action tonight here at Martinsville in that number 85 machine. Also on track, driver of the 05, that is Clayton Cyrus, unable to make the race last week. Clayton, now the Chillicothe, Ohio, driver of that 05 Haviland Toyota Camry there, coming through turns 2 and down the back straightaway. car coming out of the pits. That's the number 74, Ryan Steinhoff out of Scottsdale, Arizona, driving the Pimax number 74 Chevrolet Camaro. Here currently sitting in the 14th position, as you see Curtis gets the back end of the car loose off of turn number 4, so he will have to reset and go at it again here in practice. Well, Zulu continues to lead the way here in practice. Another car cycling out of the pits. That is the number 33 driver of the, looks like, Fruity Pebbles Chevrolet Camaro. That is Andrew Davis. One win on the year so far for Andrew out of Asheboro, North Carolina. Picked up the big win at Atlanta, race number 2 on the season. Driver of the 28 machine, that is Tommy Osborne out of East Lynn, West Virginia. Tommy driving that no sponsor Chevrolet Camaro down the front straightaway and into turns 1 and 2, as we see Dustin Matney having a bit of trouble getting off of turn 4. Tommy currently sitting still in the 5th place position there with a 19.266 for Tommy. Tyrone Yo also out there on track, driver of the number 2 Harley Davidson University of Pittsburgh Medical Center Camaro, headed down the front straightaway out of York, Pennsylvania. That is all the cars currently on track tonight. Right now in practice, rather. Again, 20 cars signed in for action tonight here at Martinsville. 280 laps of fender banging bumper car like action coming towards you in just about 10 minutes or so. Another car joining the track, the 12 machine, the Alpine Star number 12. That is Dustin Matney out of Honaker, Honaker, Virginia. So I apologize. Driver of that number 12 Toyota heads down towards turn 1 and 2. Purple, yellow, and black machine there. Currently sits in the 11th position, just outside the top 10 here in practice. Driver's getting a chance to make some final laps here with about 3 minutes to go in practice before we get set for qualifying. Last chance to see what they got in underneath them tonight. Ooh, it looks like some contact between Tyrone and Andrew Davis, and then Matney gets himself all out of sorts down the back straightaway. Again, take a look at driver the 75, Tyler Nelson, headed down the back straightaway. Currently sitting in the 10th position is the driver in the 85. A 19.368, so not too far off the fastest lap. Couple of 2 tenths of a second sitting now back of the leader. Zulu in this one is the driver of the 85 car rather. Cars on pit road. Driver of the PNC Bank number 50, that is Joshua Park Stanford out of Strongsville, Ohio. Let's see who else we got. We got Rada in the field tonight, driver of that number 89 machine. There it is right there, the camouflage looking 89. Right in front of him, that is Tyler Sievert in his 88 machine, the Krampus Creations 88. James Nelson, driver of the AutoServ number 75, title sponsor for tonight's event, the AutoServ 280 here at Martinsville. James will go and get himself ready for qualifying here in just a matter of minutes. A couple more cars to take a look at. Gregory Robinson on the pit road also right here, driver of the number 3 car. Can't get a good look at his car quite yet. There it is. That is the number 3 machine, the Oreo number 3 Camaro of Greg Robinson. Another car, last week's winner actually. See if we can get a shot of Chris Essery, not out there quite yet, so we'll have to come back to Chris in a few moments to see if we can get a picture of him. But again, on track, continuing to make practice laps here towards the end of practice. We see Zulu headed towards pit road as Steinhoff goes around him into turns 3 and 4. Looks like Steinhoff will complete a couple more laps here as we get down to the end of practice. So just as qualifying gets ready to start, we're going to step away for a quick second for a word from our sponsors here tonight.
AutoServ of Charlestown, providing trusted, high-quality auto repair and maintenance services in Charlestown, West Virginia. Specializing in everything from routine oil changes and brake repairs, to advanced diagnostics, we service both domestic and foreign vehicles with precision and care. Choose AutoServ in Charlestown, your local auto repair expert since 2001. Now let's get back to the action on the track featuring the Quick Finishers Racing League.
Welcome back inside Martinsville Speedway. Just as qualifying comes to an end tonight, their practice rather comes to an end, and we get set to go qualifying here momentarily for the Quick Finishers Racing League presentation of the AutoServ 280 here on the Sim World Racing Network. As the clock will flip over to qualifying mode, we'll keep an eye on the cars out on track when they come, and we'll give you some rundown of the fastest cars here in qualifying. Remember, 2 laps. Fastest of your 2 laps will set your starting position for tonight's event. Very important to start up front here, as very difficult speedway to pass for the most part here at Martinsville. As we see driver of the number 74, that is Ryan Steinhoff, comes across to start his first of 2 laps, that time at the line, heading down into turns 1 and 2. Steinhoff will come out of turn number 4, see if he can get a time on the board. He does. He's going quickest so far, 19.415 for Steinhoff. Beats Tyler Nelson there in second, but now a whole group of cars will put some laps in there, as Kurdzlek will go second quick, James Nelson's third, Sovereign fourth, and Nelson gets bumped down to fifth. See if Steinhoff can go quicker on his second lap. He does. A 392, a 19.392 for Steinhoff. Jumble up the order again, as Sovereign will jump up to second. Kurdzlek, Barnett, and Nelson now your top 5. Andrew Davis's first lap is a decent one. He is in 6th. See if he can go better out of turn 4 here across the line. He does, jumps up 2 spots there with a 5.56, but loses one of those as Barnett goes quicker. Greg Robinson on track in that number 3 Oreo Camaro. Now Chris Esseris goes up to 3rd on the scoring board here. We'll keep an eye, though, on the driver of the number 3 car as he works his way through turns 3 and 4. Complete his first of 2 laps. Driver out of Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. Across the line he goes quickest. Robinson to the top. Nice lap of 19 rather, 3.63 for Robinson on lap number 1. See if he can improve on that. About 6/100ths of a second over the second place car of Steinhoff. Robinson back down to the line. We'll see if he goes any quicker. Not able to improve, but the car that is on his heels right now, though, is the Zulu 98 machine of 3.83. So 2/100ths of a second the difference, first and second. See if Zulu can get on the pole here out of turn number 4. He does. 19.230 for Zulu, goes to the top of the board. Dave Hara just crossing the start-finish line to start his 2 qualifying laps in the number 15 down in turns 1 and 2. Hillbilly picked up a 2nd place finish last night with the All-American Racing League here at Martinsville, so looking to back that up with another solid podium finish for the driver of the 15 out of Charlotte, North Carolina. First lap, 3rd quick, so a good opening lap for Dave Hara, 19.385 for the 15 machine of Hara. Headed back down towards turn 3 and 4. See if he can improve any on that. Just a small difference between himself and 2nd place, but looking for the pole out of turn number 4 for Hara. 2nd quick, goes a little bit faster, 19.349 for Hara on lap 2. That'll put him in the 2nd position right there at the end of his 2 runs. Doesn't look like any other cars on track making a qualifying lap here so far this afternoon. Just about 1 minute and left in practice, so if anyone's going to go, they still have time to get out there and complete at least 1 lap. We're with only 19-second laps, should be able to hammer them off pretty quick if they want, but doesn't look like we have any takers. Tommy Osborne, James Bowden, Michael Boone, Tyler Sievert, Josh Parks, Stanford, and Dustin Matney, the cars not to qualify so far. Give you a look here at the rundown of the cars that have qualified. So far, Zulu tops the board with a 19.230. Dave Hera, Greg Robinson, Ryan Steinhoff, and Chris Essery, last week's winner in dominating fashion, will sit in 5th place. Then outside the top 5, but inside the top 10, you got Greg Barnett, Curtis Sovereign, Mike Kurdzlek, Andrew Davis, and James Nelson round out your top 10. And then the other 4 cars that have qualified, you have Clayton Cyrus in the 05, Tyler Nelson's 85, Tyrone Yo in his 2, and Rada in the 89. So far, your 14 cars to score a lap here in qualifying. Just about 10 seconds to go, so no time for anyone to complete any more laps before the end of this one. So it looks like Zoltan Nudge will go from the front of this one, and he has secured himself the pole here at Martinsville. Outside him will be the 15 of Dave Hera. So the front row will be Zulu and Hera coming to the green flag here in just a few moments as we get ready to go racing here from Martinsville Speedway. Again, the AutoServ 280 laps around this tight half-mile speedway. Let's see if we can get us some stage information. Nope, not found it there. Hold on, wrong spot. Nope, still not there. So, 56 and 126 are the stages tonight. So the completion of lap 56 and 126 will be the stages here from Martinsville. As you can see, the cars start to form there on the front straightaway, waiting for all cars to grid before we get set to go racing here. Again, Zulu and Dave Hera, your front row tonight. As you can see, the cars gridding up, getting ready for action. Couple more seconds here before the field rolls off, and we'll bring you tonight's starting lineup. As I say that, it appears on the screen. So out of Hungary, Zulu, Zoltan Nudge will go from the front of this one. Dave Hare out of Charlotte, North Carolina from second. Greg Robinson, as mentioned, from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, will go from third. Ryan Steinhoff, Scottsdale, Arizona in fourth. Chris Esser out of Bakersfield, California, roll off in fifth. Greg Barnett out of Lyman, South Carolina, will go from sixth. Curtis Sovereign will go from 7th. Mike Kurdzlek out of Louisville, Kentucky in the 41 will go in 8th. Andrew Davis and James Nelson make up row number 5. Chillicothe, Ohio's Clayton Cyrus and Tyler Nelson from Harper Ferries, West Virginia will go from 12th. Tyrone Yo and Rada will go from row number 7. Tyler Sievert and James Bowden make up row 8. Dustin Matney and Tommy Osborne will go from row 9. And on the back row of this one will be the 19th starter of the 50 out of Strongsville, Ohio. That'll be Joshua Parks Stanford driving that number 50 machine. So that is the starting lineup for the night's event here. 280 laps will be the distances the field will head down the back straightaway. Lights are off on the iRacing pace truck, so we'll get set to go here from this one as they will roll into turn 3 and 4, looking for the green flag out of turn number 4. Starter is the one to start the race, so once they're inside the restart box, the starter will wave the green flag and we will get set to go. 280 laps here from Martinsville. Green flag is out and we are racing here at Martinsville. Great jump for the 15 car on the outside. It's going to stay outside Zulu on the exit at turn number 2, side by side down the back straightaway as they continue to roll down to 3 and 4. See if Herrick can overcome an outside starting position to get the lead. He will not be able to, though, as Zulu gets a great run off of turn number 4. completing lap number 1 as the leader. Dave Harrell will now get to the bottom down to the inside, this time out of turn number 4. He will clear the back of Zulu, and they will go to work for the battle for second, which is current third, Gregory Robinson leads that charge out of turn number 4. Fourth and fifth is Steinhoff and Essery as they come down across the line. Down the back straightaway, Zulu continues to lead over here. Robinson, Steinhoff, and Essery, the battle on though for 6th spot now as the one of Sobran looks inside Barnett's 38 rather off of turn number 4. Not able to get that done. They'll get that sorted single file down the front straightaway. Kerslek there holding on to the 8th spot. Then you have Davis and Nelson battling side by side on the exit of turn number 2. The preferred groove being held by the driver of the 75 AutoServ Ford Mustang through turns 3 and 4. So looks like he's going to be able to clear Davis. Not going to pull up in front of him as Davis going to get a strong run on the outside back down into turns 1 and 2. Now Nelson should be able to easily clear Davis as the caution is out here for the first time this afternoon. See if we can find out what happened. Looked like an incident involving 2 cars, the 50 and the 53. So we'll take a look at what brought the opening caution of the afternoon out. So it looks like Bowden just gets a piece of the curb and then gets spins it out, and then Josh Parks Stanford also spins out, but he makes pretty hard contact with that outside wall just under the flag stand. So everyone trying to get it pointed back in the right direction here as the field catches up. So one more look here. Keep an eye on to 2 different incidents. You see Bowden catches a piece of the curb, and I think Stanford Parks coming out of the corner just tries to make evasive action, and unfortunately just loses the back end on that 50 machine and hits hard into that outside wall. As Bowden will bring his car down pit road to the attention of his pit crew here on lap number 7. Make sure they has nothing too serious damage wise on that one. Also down pit road, the 12 of Matney and the 50 of Joshua Parks Stanford all on pit road here early in this one, but the leader up front continues to be the 98 machine of Zulu over Dave Hara, Greg Robinson, Ryan Steinhoff, and Chris Essery, your top 5 on lap number 7. So it should be one more time around before we get the 1 to go signal given to the leaders, this time out of turn number 4 to bring us back to the green flag here in about a lap and a half as we work under caution on lap 8 from the Quick Finishers Racing League, the AutoServ 280 here at Martinsville this afternoon. Again, so glad you could join us here on the Sim World Racing Network. Second night on the air this week. Are out on the top of the iRacing pace truck as we get set to go back racing. Same front row as we had at the start of this one. Zulu on the inside, Hara on the outside. Row 2 will be Greg Robinson and Ryan Steinhoff. Essery and Barnett will make up row number 3. And it looks like you're going to have Sobran and Kerslek, and then Nelson and Davis in row number 5. So Zulu into the Geico restart zone. He will be the first car to fire this time. He will set the pace into that zone, and once he goes, the green flag will be displayed, and just like that, we are back racing here at Martinsville down into turn number 1. Again, Hara on the outside, going to try to make a charge the long way around, but he's going to have company in the form of Greg Robinson's number 3, who's now got up the side. Hara down the back straightaway. Hara still working that outside, looking to get around Zulu. Not going to happen as now, again, Robinson battles on the inside of Hara down into turn 1 and 2. Hara holding strong, able to clear the front of the 3 car. He's going to slide up in front there of the Robinson 3, so they got themselves sorted out single file. As Robinson now in 3rd, Steinhoff sits in 4th, Essery and Sobran 5th and 6th, Nelson in 7th. Zulu continues to lead the way here early as we take a look a little further back as the field continues to work single file here as we come down to complete lap number 12 in this one. Here we see Davis, Kurdzlek, and Clayton Cyrus all on track. Working their way through turns 1 and 2 as now Barnett looks to get a run on the inside of the Nelson 75. It's going to pull back in line on the entry of turn number 3 and 4 as now Davis will look to the outside of Barnett and he is going to lose it. He's going to collect the 41 of Kurdzlek. He's going to collect the 88 of Sievert and the green flag will stay out as Davis able to continue. No caution for that incident there on the front straightaway. Up front though continues to be Zulu who catches a piece of the wall that time off of turn number 4 here on lap number 15. Let's take a look here at the incident between Davis and Kurdzlek last lap. So Davis just on the outside gets loose down into Kurdzlek who avoids hitting the inside wall, but then Cyrus and Sievert both collect a piece of the 33 car there on the front straightaway. Everyone able to keep it going, but damage probably on some of those cars here early in this one. Only 16 laps so far have they've completed here this afternoon, but Zulu continues to set the pace up front over Dave Hara and that number 15 Greg Robinson still back there in third. Essery has gotten around Steinhoff for the 4th place and moving Steinhoff back to 5th. See those brakes already glowing here this afternoon as hard braking at every end of the racetrack is going to heat those brakes up quick, and you can see the glow of the rotors here as they work their way through around this Martinsville Speedway. Right on board the GamerTube Elite Cam looking over the spoiler, driving the number 3 out of Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, Greg Robinson. Currently sitting in the 3rd spot. You can see Chris Essery making a charge up to the back of the Robinson 3 there on corner entry, and Steinhoff right behind rather the Essery number 4 here early in this one. Continue to watch this battle develop, see if Essery can make a move to the inside and get a run on Robinson down either of the straightaways. And now he's going to look to the outside as Robinson went on a shallow entry that time into turn 3 and 4. It opened up the outside a little bit, but not enough for Essery to make a move into turn 3. Now he tries the same thing down in 1, but just can't get it to work there on the high side here at this point. Up front continues to be the driver out of Hungary. That is Zoltan Nudge, aka Zulu, here working lap number 22. That time at the line down into turns 1 and 2 for that driver there. He'll ride on board the QFRL roof cam as he heads down the back straightaway here at the half-mile Martinsville Speedway down into 3-4. We'll flip it around on the AutoServ cam. Now there you can see 2nd place driver Dave Hara right there in the tire tracks of the 98, and then a little further back is the gap back to Robinson in 3rd. That gap sitting at about 2.5 seconds now, the distance between Zulu and the driver in 3rd, the number 3 car. Field continues to roll under green here. 24 laps, or 23 rather, completed that time at the line for the 98 machine as he heads down the back straightaway again. Take a look a little further back in the pack. There is Miklos Radanovic as he works his way off of the corner, and we have another caution here and this one, so we'll take a look and see what happened to bring out the caution here this afternoon. So it looks like Tyler Sievert loses control. He's going to spin to the inside wall. So is the 12 of Dustin Matney. Both those cars spin. It looks like, Hara might have got a piece of Zulu there trying to get woed up as those cars are blocking the front straightaway completely. See what happens here on this replay. We'll take another look at the incident between the two leaders here as they were coming off of turn number 4. Looks like Zulu just checked up. Unfortunately, Dave got a piece of him there as trying to avoid all the spun cars trying to get themselves sorted back out. So under caution here for the 2nd time this afternoon. Zulu continues to lead over Dave Hara and Greg Robinson. One more look at the replay here, as you're going to see Sievert just get loose on the outside, slide across the front of Bowden, and then the 12th car also spins out, coming out of the corner, and as they try to get sorted back out, they aren't so fortunate and end up facing the wrong way again, is the driver of the 88. So brought everyone to a stop. He's down on pit road now, but everyone able to get going again under caution, obviously, here for the second time this afternoon from Martinsville. Cars on pit road here at this caution. Looks like Bowden has come down pit road, so has Davis, Kurgelek, Tyler Sievert, and Dustin Matney also come down pit road. A couple cars involved in that last caution, and a couple cars involved in the non-caution incident a few laps before that saw some contact with Davis and a couple of cars. We'll take another look at that replay from earlier in the run. You're going to see Davis get loose off the exit of turn 2. He's going to collect Kurgelek, and then Clayton Cyrus might have got a piece, as well as Sievert involved in that one a small bit. But no caution for that one, as everyone was able to continue. Looks like the lights are out on the iRacing pace truck. Front row again for this restart. Looks like it's going to be the 98 of Zulu inside. On the outside, that is Dave Harris, number 15. Row 2 be Greg Robinson, Chris Essery, Steinhoff, and Nelson in row number 3. Sobran in the inside of row number 4. Outside him will be the driver of the number 89 rather. That is Rod, as they work down into the Geico restart zone. Keeping an eye on the leader. First car to fire. It's a good jump this time. Does the driver of the 98, easily able to clear the 15 machine, but same as last time. Greg Robinson looks to the inside of the 15 car on the exit of turn 2 down the back straight. A little bit better position this time than he did on the last restart, although Hare will drive it in deep and clear the 3 car and slip down in front of Robinson off of 4. Down into turns 1 and 2. Now the battle side by side for third. Robinson on the inside, Essery on the outside. See if Essery can make that long way around work here on lap number 30. Still door to door off of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Looks like Robinson may have the Essery machine cleared. He does, as Essery will slip down behind him in front of the Steinhoff 74, comfortably in 4th position that time down the back straightaway. Continue to work again under green here in this one, working lap number 32 this time at the line. Again, looking for the end of the stage here at lap number 56 and 126 are the stage ends tonight. So we'll keep an eye on the lap count here. We're about halfway, just past halfway through stage number 1 as they continue to work. A little further back in the pack, Greg Barnett there in the 38 machine. He looks to make a move possibly on the Rada 89, who smokes the tires getting down into turns 1 and 2. And Barnett now going to look to the inside down the back straightaway. He's going to have an open door to go through. He's got the preferred line this time out of turn number 4. And gets back to the gas, going to able to clear Rada. Yes, he is, as they get to the halfway point of the front straightaway. Rada will drive it in deep on the outside. But that is going to not work in his favor, as now Barnett able to clear Rada and go and hunt down the car right in front of him. That's the 05 of Clayton Cyrus in the Haviland Toyota. Further back in the field, Tommy Osborne there in the 28, right behind him the Kurgelek number 41. Both right now looking to make a move on the 2 machine. That is Tyrone Yo. This is the battle for 11th, 12th, and 13th on your screen as they continue to work the back bumper of Tyrone. Now Tommy gets a little tight there in the middle of the corner. Maybe some contact from Kurgelek unintentionally, as he slowed a little more than Kurz thought he was going to, as they still continue to work the back bumper over on that number 2. Now Tommy will stick the nose to the inside of the 2 down into turn 3 and 4. Not going to get it done, as Tyrone's going to chop that off and close the door on entry of turn 3. Top 5 have broken away from the 6th place running. Curtis Sabrin, the gap to him. Oh, as Nelson gets hard into the outside wall, that time down the back straightaway. Not exactly sure what caused that. There was no contact with anyone, but able to continue. But probably going to have a little bit of steering damage on that number 75 AutoServ Ford Mustang as he heads down to 1 and 2. Caught on the outside as the Clayton machine will get through. Now Barnett looking to get by the 75. He's going to try to bring Rada through with him as trouble now for the 75. Caught on the outside after that contact with the wall. A couple laps to go for James Nelson. Finally might be able to get that car back down on the bottom line. Got to do it quickly though before Tyrone fills the hole. Out of turn 2 now, able to get back to the bottom as he's going to slow Tyrone down enough that Kurdzlak's going to get a run to the inside of Tyrone down into 3 and 4. Clear him on the exit of 4 pretty easily. Does the 41 of Kurds. Back down the front straightaway now. Kurdzlak has to deal with the 75 of Nelson here. Gives him a little bump on corner exit just to let him know he's there. You can definitely see the 75 car struggling through the center of the corner here with that front end damage he picked up there with the wall contact. Kurt's going to get a great run to the outside. He's just going to go around the long way. He'll get by Nelson as they head down the front straightaway. Tyrone now looking to make that same move on the Nelson 75 out of turn number 2. Not able to do it as easily as Kurz was, so he's still going to go to battle, but that's going to open the door now for the 28 of Osborne on the inside of Tyrone. So while Tyrone was looking to capitalize on a weakened number 75 car, Tommy Osborne able to shoot the gap and get up the inside of the car. Now they're going to have some trouble as Tommy has lost a bunch of ground. Now he's going to give that spot right back to Tyrone, and the 85 of Nelson's going to slip by also. Looks like there might have been an incident between him and Clayton Cyrus. We'll take a look here as they go down into turn 1 and 2. It looks like Barnett is going to catch an inside piece of the 05 and spin him down into the inside wall. No caution from that one, but that's what jammed up the middle part of the pack, causing Tommy Osborne to lose a couple of spots. As you can see, the 05 car of Clayton Cyrus has been able to continue, but lost a lap in that ordeal, so now he will have to make that up. Only one car, one lap down at this point. Those should be able to get a lucky dog if he keeps that nose clean until the next caution. Up front though, looks like Dave Hare has been able to get around Zulu while we were watching the battle a little further back. Let's see if we can grab a replay of the Dave Hare pass on Zulu. Kind of took him a long one. We'll see here. Dave got a great run down the back straightaway to the inside of the 98, and Zulu gave him the bottom and made it pretty easy for Dave to complete that pass on the exit of 4. So new race leader is the 15 of Dave Hare. Already led 5 laps, so took over the lead there on lap number 43. They're starting to track down some lap cars. Looks like it's going to be the 88 of Sievert there. Just about a half to a full straightaway. About half a straightaway in front of their leaders as they work through turns 3 and 4. Again, see those brakes glowing bright on that number 15 machine, working them brakes hard early and often. And this one, there'll be a continuing trend through the evening as Hera now will hold a lead of about 7/10 of a second over second place running Zulu at this point. Again, getting close to the back bumper of Sievert, who's the last car on the lead lap, so putting him a lap down would put Clayton Cyrus in jeopardy of losing his free pass here late in stage number 1, but only 6 laps to go till the end of the stage, so we'll see if Sievert's able to capitalize and hold off the 15 car, keeping that number 05 in the lucky dog position here late in stage number 1. So work down the back straight, and no pressure on the back as Dustin Matney will spin out on the back straightaway, bringing out the caution right in front of the leader. Everyone able to avoid, and that mess, as it looks like Sievert will get a break from that one, and that is going to put Clayton Cyrus in the lucky dog position, so he should get the wave around here under caution. This might be the end of the stage. Not 100% sure. We're going to have to wait and find out as everyone stays out on track, so it doesn't look like it is the end of the stage here on lap 52. So unfortunately Dustin Matney losing another lap there under caution, so he will be now 4 laps down to the leader at this time. A couple cars on pit road. You can see the Nelson 75 and the Miklos Radovic number 89 also on pit road. Obviously James is going to bring that car and see if he can get the crew to take a look and make sure that everything is still pointed in the right direction here as he catches a break here just before the end of stage number 1. Doesn't look like he's taking any tires, so this will be a full repair pit stop as much as he can in the about a minute laps that he gets. Not long time on pit road. You get to get the cars fixed. You saw the 0.5 whiz by there. He will be the lucky dog. As I mentioned, he'll join the tail end of the field, and Nelson's got to get going if he's going to stay on the lead lap. Drop the jack. He's on the hammer, working his way through turn 1 and 2 on pit road. He will beat the pace car out, so driver of the 75 gets a little bit of repairs done to that machine. He'll tag the rear end of the field for the restart here as he works his way down the far end of the racetrack. But out front, it continues to be driver of the number 15. That is Dave Hara out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He leads with Zulu on the outside of him in second spot there. That 98 car. Third is going to be Essery in the 4. The 30 is Greg Robinson. He will be 4th, and Steinhoff will be in the 5th spot. That's your top 5. Looks like it's going to be Sovereign, Greg Barnett, Mike Kurdzlek, Tyrone Yo, and Tommy Osborne. Your round out your top 10 here as the field gets side by side as we get set to go back racing here from Martinsville. The control car will be the driver of the number 15. Dave Hare will bring them into the Geico restart zone, this time out of turn number 4 to start lap 56, so we should get a 1-lap dash to the end of the stage. At turn 4, slow pace, late start as Hara gets on the gas late in the box. Could cost Zulu a position for second. Now he gets a bump from the 3 car, but the 4 of Essery is able to clear Zulu. Now Steinhoff looking to the inside. He should be able to make that clear move too. So Steinhoff up to 3rd. Now Zulu still battling there out of turn number 4. He's got his hands full with Barnett now on the inside. And the 3 of Robinson giving him a shove down the front straightaway. Ooh, Robinson almost gets into the back of him as the caution is back out, which should be the end of stage number 1 here from Martinsville. So picking up the stage win here from Martinsville is the driver, the number 15, Dave Hara out of Charlotte, North Carolina, will be the stage winner, picking up 10 championship points as well as 1 playoff point. Once we get to the playoffs, that'll be very helpful for any driver who collects some here in 2025. So back under caution here from Martinsville as pit road opens up. We're going to see these cars head down pit road for the first time for some of them this afternoon on lap number 58. We're going to step away for a quick commercial break. We'll be back on the other side here from Martinsville. This is the Quick Finishers Racing League, the AutoServ 280 from Martinsville.
If your engine isn't performing as it should, AutoServ in Charlestown, West Virginia, has the expertise to diagnose and repair the issue. Whether it's a rough idle, oil leaks, overheating, or a sudden loss of power, our skilled mechanics will provide accurate diagnostics and reliable repairs. We handle everything from routine maintenance to complete engine rebuilds, ensuring your vehicle runs smoothly and efficiently. Keep your car road ready. Call AutoServ today to schedule your engine service. Now let's get back to the action on the track featuring the Quick Finishers Racing League.
Welcome back to the Martinsville Speedway. You're watching the SimWorld Racing Network's presentation of the AutoServ 280 Quick Finishers Racing League, race number 7 of the 2025 Cup Series, as we are at the completion of stage number 1 here, as pit stops being completed by the field as everyone back off of pit road except for the driver of the 75. That looks to be James Nelson. He has some damage that he is getting fixed. Been on pit road for about a lap now, so he's going to get most of that damage as much as he can fixed, as the car just not handling the way he had hoped it would here early in this one. Couple cars that came down pit road there on the last caution. That's the 89 Arata, the 88 of Sievert. They are stayed out here at the stage break, so they are going to cycle themselves into the front row of this one. So the 89 of Rada will be on the front row. Outside him is Sievert's 88. Then you see Dave Hera and Chris Essery in row number 2. Steinhoff and it looks like Greg Barnett will make up row 3. Row 4 will be Zulu and the 3 car of Greg Robinson. Sobran and Yo will make up row number 5 as they head back through turns 3 and 4. Control car this time on the restart will be that number 89 Toyota. He gets set to roll into the Geico restart zone looking for the green flag out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Back on the gas is the Rada 89. He's going to get a jump on the Sievert 88. As Hera now will go to work on the inside of that bright pink car off of turn number 2. Going to make that pass, and so is the 74 Steinhoff down into turn 3. Big shove from the S34 to the back of the 88. It's going to push him wide. Might have caught a piece of the wall, able to hold on to it, but now he's going to get into the back of Barnett. That's going to bring out another caution, and calamity ensues as Sobran gets into the wall. Sobran in that 1 car and Greg Robinson in the 3, all part of this one. So let's take a look here to see how this played out. Back here 1 second, take a look at the replay. So Sievert just holding the top side, but comes off the wall a little bit into the back of the 38 of Barnett, and then the 3 car trying to avoid the spinning Barnett car collects Sobran, and they both go spinning up the racetrack. So watch the 3 car just trying to avoid, gets into the back of the 1 car, both of them up into the outside wall there. Both able to continue. Sobran a little easier as he was facing the right direction, but the Robinson number 3 was not. So again, off of turn number 4, you watch the 3 car. He's going to duck to the inside, try to avoid the 38. He's going to get into the side of the 1 car. Both those cars are spinning up the track. Doesn't look like Robinson contacted the wall, but Sobran definitely got a piece of it. Then Barnett has to get on the brakes to avoid driving back into the 3 car. So quickly back under caution here in stage number 2 for an incident involving the Sievert number 88 and the Barnett 38, and that turned into also an incident involving driver of the number 3 Greg Robinson and the 1 Curtis Sobran. So handful of cars involved, and looks like the free pass this caution is going to go to James Nelson in the 75. Should get him back onto the lead lap here at this point as he is stuck up there behind Hillbilly Hera, who won't get the heck out of the way. There he goes as Hera moves to the inside, letting that driver of the 75 AutoServ Ford Mustang out of Harpers Ferry, West Virginia, get by as he will now head down the back straightaway. As he'll have to slow up for Sievert coming out of the pits there on that 88 car. So Sievert goes from outside the front row to the last row on the next restart. So quick turn of events, unfortunately, for the driver of the number 88 machine. As again, Nelson gets the free pass on that caution, moving himself back onto the lead lap. So we continue to work under caution, looking to get the 1-to-go signal, this time out of turn number 4. The driver of the 89, Rada, leads the way as Dave Hera will be on his outside. The lights are out on the iRacing pacetrack. We'll see the field start to double up. It's going to be Hera and Rada and Hera on row 1, Steinhoff and Essery in row 2. It's going to be Zulu and Clayton Cyrus making up row 3. Row 4 will be Kurdzlek and the 2 of Tyrone Yo. The 1 of Curtis Sobran and the 28 of Osborne will make up row 5. We got Davis and Tyler Nelson, then Robinson and Bowden in the next row. Rada, the control car, rolls himself into turns 3 and 4. He will get on the gas on the exit 4 once he gets to that Geico restart zone. This time out of turn number 4, we get set to go back racing. Green is back out, and they stumble and bumble and rumble down to turn number 1. Out of turn 2 and down the back straightaway they head into the turn 3 end of the speedway. That's how quick these laps go here at Martinsville as Rada continues to lead Looks like Hara had a problem on that restart. He's given up a couple spots, both to the 4 and the 74. So Hara back to 4th, Essery up to 2nd. Some hard braking there for the 98 of Rada's. Might have been some contact there with the Hara 15. We'll take another look here, see what happened there. Oops, he goes to the inside and then caught a little piece of the 98, caught a little piece of the 15, but no damage to neither of those cars as we continue under green here on the completion of lap number 71. Up front, Rada leads the way over Esri, who opened the door that time through 1 and 2 for Steinhoff to get a good run on the exit. See if he's able to capitalize down in turn 3. He's not, as Esri will close that door back shut, and he will hold that Steinhoff car at bay in 3rd place. On the front straightaway they go again, lock the brakes up a little, that time into turn 1 to the 4 of Esri. He's going to pivot off the inside of turn number 2, and he's going to have a run on Rada into turn 3 and 4. Rada keeps that door open, and he's going to get freight trained here by the looks of it off of turn number 4. As he will actually be able to rebound as Hara not able to make that pass, but now he goes to the inside through 1 and 2 does Dave Hara, and off of 2 he's side by side, door to door drag race down the back straightaway. Into turn 3 and 4, Hara again in that preferred line, getting a helping hand from the 41 there. They're going to clear Rada this time out of 4 as Kurjlak though caught up on the inside. Now he's going to go back to the bottom and clear 1 and 2 rather, and he's make that clear. That pass as he clears up in front of him. Now teammates, driver the Hungarian teammates work through 3 and 4. The 98 of Zulu on the inside, the 89 Arada on the outside as they will go again side by side down into turn 1 and 2. Rada will give that spot over to the driver of the 98 car, that time on the exit of turn 2. Moves Zulu up into 5th, Rada from 1st to 6th in just a handful of laps here, but able to get that car back down to the bottom and back to a position where he's not caught on the outside. Up front though, driver out of Bakersfield, California, the number 4 Mobile 1 machine, that is Chris Essery, picked up the big win last week at Homestead, Miami. First win on the year in the Quick Finishers Racing League, but went 2 for 2 last week in Homestead, as he also picked up the All-American Racing League win on Thursday night. Keeping an eye on a battle here after a little contact between the drivers of the 53 and the 2 car. As back up front though, Steinhoff's got some company in the form of Dave Hare. This time off of turn 4, they go down into turn 1 and 2. Hare looking to get back up to the top of the podium where he's been for 41 laps so far this afternoon. Sorry, rather 17 laps this afternoon. That 41 laps led is for Zulu here early in this one. Before Hare got by him towards the end of stage 1, picking up the stage 1 victory was the driver of that number 15 machine. Esther though has kind of set sailed here a little bit. Holds about a 1-second lead over the driver of the 74, who's got the 15 of Hare right on his back bumper this time out of turn number 4, as Hare is going to look to the inside, not quite able to make a move, just going to get some air on the nose of that one, and Vermine Steinhoff in the little side view mirror that he is there and ready to pounce if the opportunity calls. Right on board the spoiler cam, looking back at the Hare 15, this time down into turn number 1. Hare looking to go one spot better than he did last night, in 2nd place behind fellow teammate Dave Lorfano, as they'll go side by side this time through 3 and 4. Nope, yeah, that is 3 and 4. I apologize, as Steinhoff still holding on to that position, but Hare now in the preferred bottom line, going to drive it in deep, get through the apex and back on the gas. Still not able to clear up in front of Steinhoff, but he's going to keep working on it now into turn 3. He's going to clear him, drift up. Steinhoff is going to give him the old crisscross applesauce down the front straightaway. Steinhoff will be back in the preferred line as they head to turn number 1. Hare giving him lots of room as Steinhoff needed a little bit extra, got in there a little hot. Now they still side by side drag race down the back straightaway. Steinhoff on the inside, Hare on the outside again through turns 3 and 4. Out of 4, great run for Steinhoff, not quite clear of the 15 yet, but goes back to the inside, kind of holding Hera up in that almost third groove, as Steinhoff's higher entry forced Hera to be a little more conservative. But as I say that, the caution is out here on lap number 84. Looks like an evolving event easy for me to say. Looks like issues involved the 2, the 12 and the 38. So let's see if we can get a replay of what brought us under caution here. So Matney just collects a piece of the wall, and he's going to spin out, and then Tyrone unfortunately drives down across the nose of Barnett's 38, resulting in him spinning out, trying to avoid the spun out number 12 car. So again, watch Tyrone here, gets on the brakes and turns hard left across the nose of the 38, spins himself down almost into pit road, but able to keep it out of pit road and headed back the wrong way to get it righted. Fortunately, probably going to lose a lap, as I think we saw the leader go by there, but onto pit road comes that number 2, the 15, the 75, all on pit road here at this one. So the leader at the time of the caution on lap number 83 was the driver of the 4 car, Chris Essery. Continues to lead this one as Steinhoff won that battle between himself and the 15 of Dave Hera. He holds on to second, Hera third, Kurzlak back up to 4th here in this one, and then Zulu rounding out your top 5. Rada, Robinson, Cyrus, Davis, Sobern, and Osborne are 6th through 11. Then you have Tyler Nelson and Greg Barnett in a 12th and 13th. .86 laps complete, 194 to go here in the AutoServ 280 from Martinsville, Virginia. Last week's winner, Chris Essery, first win of the 2025 season for that driver out of Bakersfield, California. Here sitting pretty in first place here under caution on lap 87, as we should be getting ready to go back green here shortly. Driver of the 74 out of Scottsdale, Arizona, Ryan Steinhoff, will be in second. It looks like lights are out on the pace car truck, which means we are getting set to go back racing next time. Out of turn 4, the control car, the 4 Mobile 1 machine of S3, the 74 Steinhoff, Hera, and Kurzlek in row 2. The Hungarian connection, Zulu and Rada, make up row number 3. Clayton Cyrus and Greg Robinson in row number 4. Andrew Davis is inside of row number 5. Outside him should be the number 1 of Curtis Sobern. In through to pit road goes the pace truck. Down through turns 3 and 4 goes the field. Into the Geico restart zone. Essery, first car to fire once he gets there. Green is back out, and we are racing. Good jump for Essery there. He's able to easily clear the Steinhoff 74. He's going to have an open door down to the bottom. He's looked like he hung back a little bit to get right down there in front of the 15 of Hera, so that worked out well for the Steinhoff 74. Now Hera able to clear Kurzlek down into 3 and 4 that time, as Robinson, Rada, and Zulu all battle out here at the back half of the top 5 in this one. Rada again caught on the outside, is going to lose a spot to Robinson that time out of turn number 2. Now able to get back behind the 3 car down into turn 4, but he's got company in the form of the 05 Clayton Cyrus right on his back bumper on the exit of turn 4. That Haviland Toyota looking to make another move here to the front. Behind them is the Sobern 1 and the 33 of Atlanta race winner Andrew Davis, working out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway here. Single file they work on lap number 91. Field continues to roll here, clean and green here in this second stage, as some contact between the Bowen 53 and the 85 of Tyler Nelson. Great save by Nelson, keeping it under control, only losing 1 spot to the Bowden 53 in that set of corners. So he'll have to regroup here and get his concentration back, and he will head back to work and get back by the 53 of Bowden here in stage number 2. Right behind him is his dad, James Nelson, in that 75 car. Back to being 1 lap down is Nelson, so I think he had some more repair work completed on pit road, and he had to lose another lap in the process, unfortunately. But more cautions are for sure going to happen. At least one for stage number 2 at lap 165, I believe. Let me double check that. Nope, sorry, 126. I apologize. So stage 2 will be at the end of lap 126. So definitely at least one caution for a chance for that driver of the 75 to get back on the lead lap here in this one, as Esri up front leads by about 1 second over the Steinhoff 74. Dave Hara back in third has kind of lost a bit of pace since being stuck back there in traffic ever since losing the lead on the first stage break caution pit stop sequence, when both the Rada 89 and the 88 of Sievert stayed out, moving Dave back to third place. Hasn't been able to recover from that and get back to the front of this one, as we got a side-by-side battle now between Robinson and Zulu headed down to turns 1 and 2. Robinson going to drive it in deep and slide up in front of Zulu there and get that position. That'll move him up into the top 5 again this afternoon. Back out of turn 4 they come. Robinson, Zulu, Rada as we got a car spinning out of turn number 4 as James Bowden stops against the inside wall facing the wrong way. Tires just a spinning here. Not sure what he's trying to accomplish, but we'll take another look at what happened to bring out the caution here this afternoon again. We're going to see Bowden just drive down into the corner way too deep and get into the back of the 38, and then he gets up into the wall. Looks like we have another issue now involving Bowden, as he looks like he might have finally got off the inside wall and just might have backed right up into the 85 of Tyler Nelson. Oh, so Bowden got himself off the wall and tried to correct it, and then gets into 2 cars trying to straighten himself out. So not sure if he knew those cars were coming. You'd think he did, because they went by a couple times before he got it off the wall. But nonetheless, a little bit more carnage here at Martinsville for this afternoon's event. Looks like the 2 drivers out of Hungary, Rada and Zulu, both on pit road. Sievert coming down pit road. The Nelson 75 back on pit road, as they will work under caution here on lap 100. 99 complete, so will be completed 100 laps this time at the line. Looks like Tyrone Yo is going to be the recipient of the Lucky Dog wave around. So he will work around the outside of the field and the pace truck here on the exit of turn 4. Move him back onto the lead lap at this point. So still 14 of the 19 cars that started this one on the lead lap. Looks like Joshua Park Stanford unable to make it to the end of this one, so will not finish. The driver of the 50 will not get to the end of this one here at Martinsville. As Essery continues to hold the lead, Steinhoff, Hara, Kurdzlek, and Robinson your top 5. Cyrus, Davis, Sobrin, Osborne, and Barnett your top 10. Looking to possibly get the one to go this time out of turn number 4 here, as we get set to go back racing from Martinsville here in about a lap or so. We'll see if the lights on the pace car get extinguished. They do. Lights are out on the iRacing Toyota pace truck. Down into turns 1 and 2, it's going to be Essery and Steinhoff on the front row. You're going to have Dave Hara, Mike Kurdzlek in row 2. Greg Robinson and Clayton Cyrus, Curtis Sauber and Andrew Davis, Greg Barnett and Tommy Osborne will make up your top 10 on the restart this time. Slow and steady down the back straightaway. Watch for that iRacing pace truck to make the hard left-hand turn to the safety of the infield. We're going to have to pull those belts tight one more time as we get set to go back racing here out at turn number 4. The Mobile 1, number 4, into the Geico restart zone. This time, green flag is out, and we are back racing here at Martinsville. The field is off like a herd of turtles. Down into turn 1 and 2 again. A great start for the 4 car rather, as he is able to jump out in front of Steinhoff, who's able to easily slip down in front of Hara. Get to the bottom before they make it to the exit of turn number 2 and hold on to that second spot. That's going to slip Hara into 3rd, and you're going to have Kurdzlek and Robinson 4th and 5th here on lap 104. continue under green through turns 3 and 4. Still the same top 5 here early in the middle part of this one as we approach lap 105 is what we're working now. Up front, Esri continues to lead the way here from Martinsville. Rolls the center off and down the back straightaway. Out the back of the S34 to the gap slowly opening between himself and Steinhoff. It's up to about 1 second already here after the restart. Steinhoff in second. Will jump back 1 car to his rear view look, and that is the 15 of Dave Hara as he works his way down into turn number 3 and 4, back around to complete lap number 108 that time at the line. Continue the trek through the field here, right on board the Hara 15 now, looking at the Kurdzlek number 41, the Robinson 3, the Clayton Cyrus's number 05 back there a little further also, and that looks like Andrew Davis now up into the top 7 in 7th spot. Speaking of Davis, we'll take a jump back to his car and we'll look at the gap that's opened up behind him as he has a gap back to the Sauber number 1 there, who's holding up that second group of cars by the looks of it as they are battling it out a little further back. Behind the Sauber number 1 car you have the 38 of Greg Barnett, the 28 of Osborne, then the Hungarian brothers in arms, that is Zulu and Rada, working side by side through turns 1 and 2. They are currently back in the 11th and 12th position after coming down to pit road on that last caution. Rada in some big trouble here, slipping, sliding down the end of the front straightaway, able to avoid contact with Tommy Osborne and the inside wall, but it's going to open the door for a couple of cars to sneak through to the inside in the form of Zulu and Tyler Nelson. Dustin Matney also making that move down through 3 and 4, see if he's able to clear him on the exit of 4. Not quite yet. They're door to door down the front straightaway. The driver of the 12, Dustin Matney, 4 laps down at this time. Rada on the lead lap. He's going to get up in front of Rada though on the exit of turn 4. 114 lap is what we're working on, so 113 complete as we have a pass up front. Looks like Dave Hara has gotten around the Steinhoff 74, who is now facing the wrong way off of turn number 2 in this one. Gonna get it corrected and rolling again, but not sure what happened. We'll take a look. Might have been some contact between the 3 drivers battling for second. Oh, so let's take another look here. Looks like Dave Hara is going to get in there hot and heavy, locks up the brakes, forcing the 74 to slow way down and go up the track, and then Kurdzlek just catches a piece of the 74 car. So we'll take another look here, but we're going to rewind it a little further to see what happened on entry. So we'll take a look here as Hara is going to go in hard and heavy, but the 74 is going to come down and block them. They're going to get together, and then there you see the contact between the 41 and the 74, resulting in the 74 of Steinhoff facing the wrong way off of turn number 2. So under caution here, Steinhoff uses a handful of positions from 2nd to 11th after that turn of events. Bowden looks like he got the lucky dog as he is flying around the outside, but up front it's going to be the driver of the number 4, last week's winner from Homestead, Mr. Homestead, Chris Essery, leading the way here on lap number 116 completed at the line. So lights still on top of the pace car illuminated, so that means at least at least 2 more laps before we get back to green flag racing. Looks like the 75 of James Nelson coming off of pit lane before the pace truck gets there. So continuing to work on that car is the driver of the number 75 AutoServ Ford Mustang. James Nelson obviously caught up and caught a piece of the wall earlier in the afternoon and just has been battling back, dealing with a hurt race car for a good majority of this race so far that we've run. Brought it down pit road on a handful of occasions, went down a lap, got it back, unfortunately went back down another lap, getting more work done on pit road. So not sure if they're making any headway on getting it straightened out for James, but he's back out on track there at the back of the field. Lights are out on the iRacing pace truck. Double them up as they come out of turn number 2. You got Essery and Hara on row 1, Kurdzlek, Robinson in row 2, Davis and Cyrus in row number 3. Saubert and Barnett, Osborne and Zulu, and then Nelson and Rada make up row 6. Tyrone Yo, Tyler Sievert back there. Steinhoff and Bowden also still in the mix on the lead lap. 16 cars on the lead lap at this point. Out of turn number 4. First car to fire will be the S34. 4. He gets a good jump. 41 gets the speed wobbles as he spins his tires on the entry of turn number 1. He's going to lose a couple of spots through 1 and 2, does Kurdzlek. Able to regroup and actually only comes out on the bad side of one car as the Robinson 3 able to get around Kurdzlek that time. As you saw, the big wheel spin from the driver of the 41 that time on the front straightaway at the restart. He's got company in the form of Clayton Cyrus, though, in the 05 Toyota Haviland machine there, running right behind him. But that butt kicker, Moza Motorsports, number 41, holding strong in 4th after a bit of a miscue on the last restart. Up front, though, continues to be the S34, Hara in the 15, Robinson, Kurdzlek, and Clayton Cyrus now the top 5. Down the back straightaway here as we get towards the end of stage number 2 in this one, looking for the completion of lap 126. There should be about 5 laps to go this time out of turn number 4. Field continues to work under green flag here. Continues to be the same. Top 4, but a pass for 5th that time out of turn number 4 as Davis in the Fruity Pebbles, number 33, goes to the inside of Clayton Cyrus. As we got to battle a little further back with Zulu and Rada now going side by side out of turn number 2. Osborne's got some company on the inside as Rada and Steinhoff now go 3 wide down the front straightaway. Steinhoff almost spins himself down into Rada, but he will instead spin it into the inside wall, bringing out the caution in this one. Let's take another look there at the replay to see what happens. So you can see Rada just kind of made a little move to not get up into the 28 car, and Steinhoff made that same move, but unfortunately spins his car out down the front straightaway and collects a piece of the inside wall. Does the driver of the Pimax, number 74, gets it backed up with no one around and pointed back in the right direction. So the yellow is out here, and it looks like it's going to be the end of stage number 2, and that means stage win on the afternoon will be to the number 4 car, Chris Essery. Dave Harrell will finish 2nd, and Greg Robinson will come home in 3rd. We're going to take a quick break here from Martinsville. We'll be back on the other side with stage number 3 of the AutoServ 280 from Martinsville Speedway. You're watching the Quick Finishers Racing League on the SimWorld Racing Network.
Let's talk about steering and suspension. This dynamic duo does more than just keep your ride smooth, they're critical for safety and control. The suspension absorbs road bumps, while the steering system ensures you can navigate with precision. If you're feeling vibrations, uneven tire wear, or a rough ride, it's time for a checkup. Proper maintenance can prevent costly repairs and keep you driving safely. Stay in control, schedule your steering and suspension service today. Now let's get back to the action on the track featuring the Quick Finishers Racing League.
Welcome back to the Martinsville Speedway home of race number 7 of the 2025 Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series. Here as we get set to go back racing momentarily for the start of stage number 3 at the AutoServ 280. Stage 2 win goes to the driver, the number 4, Chris Essery. Second again was Dave Hara and Greg Robinson in third, your top 3 in that stage. Looks like a car stayed out after pitting late in the stage, so Zulu will be the leader here on the restart, last on pit road at lap 99. So quite a few laps on those tires, 27 laps on those tires, a few of them under caution for the cautions in stage number 2, but we'll see how he fares out here against the fresh tires of everyone behind him, as Zulu will go from the inside of row number 1. Outside of him will be stage 2 winner Chris Essery. Inside row 2 will be stage 1 winner Dave Hara. Outside him will be Greg Robinson, and Ryan Steinhoff back up into the thick of things here. He will be outside the 33 of Andrew Davis. Clayton Cyrus and Arata will go from row number 4. Greg Barnett, Tyrone Yo will make up row number 5. They roll into the exit of turn number 4, which means the Geico restart zone is next. And first car to fire will be the driver, that number 98. Green is back out, and we are back racing down into turn number 1. Out of turn 2, the field roars. Essery using the outside, holding off Rada's inside pole position, as Essery is going to use those fresh tires to get around the driver of the 98 that time before they come back around. So Essery back to lead. Rada's that is Zulu in second. The Hara 15, Robinson in third, and looks like we have some contact, and the caution is back out here early in stage number 3. We'll take a look and see what happened. Looked like an incident involving a handful of cars towards the back half of the field. So the 89, looked like the 89 of Rada gets into the back of the 05 of Cyrus on corner X and just sends him for a ride. Big push from the 89, gets the 5, the 05 down into the inside wall, and then cars hard on the brakes to avoid. Both the Nelson boys, the 75 and the 85, able to avoid that. We'll take one more look at it here out of turn number 2. You'll see the 5 car go flying to the infield, or the inside wall rather. Osborne misses, Nelson misses, Nelson misses, so could have been a lot worse for the driver of the 05, but everyone able to avoid any contact after he had already spun out. So he will head down pit road and obviously get the crew to take a look at that number 05 machine, see if they can get those fenders pulled back out and get some 200-mile-an-hour tape on that, even though he only probably needs about 100-mile-an-hour tape here at Martinsville. Probably the track with the slowest speeds on the 2025 season, as obviously Martinsville, the teeny tiny half-mile paper clip in Lower Virginia, not far from the North Carolina border, makes Martinsville a short trip for these teams located in Charlotte, North Carolina, one of the closer races on the 2025 schedule. Always a fun place to come. Make sure you get your Martinsville hot dogs in you, because if you come to Martinsville and don't have a Martinsville hot dog, have you really come to Martinsville, is the ultimate story in there. I know Dave Harris had about 6 or 7 the last couple of days. Had trouble getting in the seat today, I think he told me earlier. So he's enjoying his hot dogs, is the driver of that number 15 car. Up front, though, out of Bakersfield, California, the driver of the number 4 machine, the Mobile 1 Ford Mustang. That is Chris Essery leading the way over the 98 of Zulu. Will start this one on the outside this time in second. So flip-flop the front row. The second row will remain the same. The 15 of Hare and Greg Robinson. Then you have Steinhoff now on the inside of the third row. Outside him will be the Davis 33. It'll be Rada and Barnett in the next row. Then Sobrin and Tommy Osborne in row number 5. So Essery will be the first car, as usual, to fire in the Geico restart zone. The pace truck heads down to the infield, the safety of the infield, I would say, and pull those belts tight as we get set to go back racing here at Martinsville and through turn 4 into the Geico restart zone. The field is off. Green flag is back out. They stumble, they bumble, they rumble down into turn 1. Not a very good start for the driver of the 98. he got a terrible start on that one, as Dave Hare going to make quick work of the driver out of Hungary, as he will get past Zulu and slide up in front on that entrance to turn 3 now. Steinhoff looking to make that same move, as now Robinson gets a piece of the back bumper of Zulu, and that's going to set off a chain of events that's going to bring out another caution here this afternoon. So Greg Robinson getting into the Zulu 98 through turns 3 and 4 brings out another caution very quickly here from Martinsville. We'll take a look here at the contact between the driver of the 3 and the 98 that started it, and then all heck broke loose behind them as a whole bunch of cars got involved. We'll take a look here as these cars will try to make it through and nowhere to go, as the 53 hits the 05 and they hit the 28 and the 38 involved. Tyler Nelson doesn't look like he got involved, but a whole bunch of cars involved, as there was a car sitting the wrong way on the exit of turn 4, as Barnett hard contact with the 98 on the exit of turn 4. So that all resulted from a contact between the 3 car, who just got in there way hotter than he probably needed to, up into the 98, spinning out the driver out of Hungary was Greg Robinson. So that set off a chain of events that had unfortunate consequences for a majority of the field behind where those two were racing. One more look here at the incident involving the 3 car and the 98. Just gets a piece of the 3 car, and then a Zulu nowhere to go, sitting sideways out of turn 4, and all heck broke loose behind him, as they would say. So back up front though, Essery now in control this one, as Zulu, a factor of just 1 star to go, is now out of the picture for the time being on pit road with already 1 lap down, unfortunately, is the driver of the 98, the pole sitter from this afternoon. So Essery and Hare will be row 1. Looks like it's going to be Steinhoff and the 3 car Robinson in row number 2 once we get the signal to get double filed behind the iRacing pace truck. Should be lights out this time at the line, I think. That is the case. We'll see the field double up. So like I mentioned, Essery, Hera, Steinhoff and Robinson, Davis and Rada, Sobran and Kurgelek, the first 4 rows on track. That looks like it's going to be Tyrone Yo and the 05 of Clayton Cyrus. James Nelson back there. Actually I apologize. Nelson back on the lead lap at this time. So Nelson back on the lead lap here, getting to the outside there behind the Cyrus 05. Field doubled up as best they can, working their way through turn 3 and 4. We get set to go back racing on the exit of turn 4. First car to fire will be that 4 car. Green flag back out, a good jump for the driver of the 4. He's going to try to bring the 74 through with him, as Steinhoff will get by the 15 of Dave Hare through 1 and 2. Robinson not able to make that same move though, as he will slot in line now in 4th behind the 15. He's got Rada on his back bumper. Hare gets a little bit tight off of turn number 4, able to regain that. Doesn't cost him too much ground though. Into turn 1 and 2 they go. Steinhoff 2nd, Essery in 1st, Dave Hare 3rd. Robinson, Rada, and Davis, your 4th, 5th, and 6th place cars on track. Then it's Sobran, Kurzelek, Cyrus, Nelson, James, the variety is your top 10. Again, Chris Essery set sails on the field after the restart, already up to about 9/10 of a second lead. He is over the driver of the Pimax 74 car here on lap 142. So just past the halfway point here from Martinsville. The AutoServ 280 on the air here on the SimWorld Racing Network. So glad you can tune in tonight for live broadcast, flag-to-flag coverage of the AutoServ 280. Again, Chris Essery continues to pick up where he left off at the end of last week's race. Took him a stage and a half to get to the front, but since then it's been all Chris Essery up front. So far 68 laps most led on the afternoon for the driver of the number 4 car here out of turn number 4, or sorry, that is turn 2 down the back straight. That driver in the 4 car continues to pull away from the Steinhoff 74 and the Hera 15. Already a second and a half difference between the top 2. Trouble on the back straightaway for Dustin Matney and the 05 of Clayton Cyrus there coming out of turn 2. We'll take a look at what happened to those guys. Take a look at the replay here. So Clayton just gets loose and then shoots back up across the nose of the 12 car. Nowhere to go for the 12 at that point. So another accident involving the 05. As we'll watch again, you can see him. The car snaps to the right on him, unfortunately, and then the 12 car, again, nowhere to go, gets into the side of the 05, bringing out the caution here this afternoon. 12th caution on the afternoon here at lap 148. Some cars headed down pit road. Looks like it'll be Nelson, James Nelson, Tyrone Yo, Tyler Nelson, James Bowden all on pit road. Dustin Matney, Greg Barnett also on pit road. Zulu sitting on pit road has lost a ton of laps here in this one, 11 laps down after being involved in a incident on not this caution, but the caution prior to that. Some contact between him and Greg Robinson, ending what seems to be the end of Zulu's night potentially here as he continues to sit on pit road, losing laps obviously every time the field goes around. Up front though, Essery and Steinhoff now will be 1 and 2. Hara, Robinson, and Davis 3, 4, and 5. Kurdzlek, Rada, Sobran, Cyrus, and Osborne. As I say that, Cyrus is obviously going to cycle down the standings as he is on pit road. So that's going to move Sobran. It's going to make it Sobran, Osborne, Bowden, your back half of your top 10. Then Tyrone Yo and Tyler Nelson, and then James Nelson. And then Clayton Cyrus in his 05 still on pit road is the driver of the number 05, also still managing to stay on the lead lap. So right now we got looks like 14 cars on the lead lap. Dustin Matney still in this one. He is 4 laps down after being involved in that last incident, bringing out the caution here on that last lap. So they will get themselves sorted out. Lights are out on the pace truck, so it looks like we're getting set to go back racing here. Be at the completion of lap number 150, 130. Get us to the end of this one. We'll see how long it takes to get there as things need to kind of settle down a little bit. Let's put together some laps here as we get towards the back half of this one. Out of turn 4, green flag gonna be in the air. We are back racing here at Martinsville. A great start again for the 4 car. Harrod gets a good start this time on the inside behind him. Keeps Steinhoff stuck on the outside on the exit of turn 2 as they head down the back straightaway. Still Steinhoff holding that outside line though, as Heron, again the preferred groove through the inside. He's going to clear Steinhoff off of 4 as he's going to now shut the door on Greg Robinson. And we got trouble as Rada spins on the front straightaway. So just as I say, we need to put some laps together. Caution is back out here in this one. Take another look at what brings us under caution again here on this one. So Sobran and Rada rubbing doors down the front straightaway results in the 89 sitting perpendicular to the racetrack on the entry of turn number 1. No one gets into him, and he is able to pull away and join the tail of the field. So one more look here, you'll see them banging doors down the front straightaway enough to get the 89 out of shape, slides those tires sideways down into turn 1, does the 89. So under caution here for the 13th time on the afternoon. There's a couple cars headed down pit road. That's Kurdzlek and Sobran. In the back you see the Tyler Nelson 85. Tommy Osborne's 28, the 05 of Clayton Cyrus, and at the back bringing up the tail on pit road is the 89 of Rada. So bringing their cars down to the attention of their pit crew here as we continue. As mentioned, for the 13th time under caution here from Martinsville, the AutoServ 280 is the race here tonight as we get set to try to get this back underway here momentarily. A couple more laps under caution before we look to turn them loose again. Field rolls through turns 3 and 4 looking for the green flag. This time out of turn 4, Esri and Hera back on the front row. Green flag is back out and we are racing. Hera again gets a good jump, not good enough this time though, as he gets caught on the outside of the Steinhoff 74 through turns 1 and 2. See if he's able to tuck himself down in line. Still battling on the outside this time through 3 and 4 though. Caught way up on the top side is the driver of the 15. He's got the 3 of Robinson now looking down the inside line. Not quite side by side, but Hera put it in way too deep that time. He's going to lose a handful of spots potentially. Nope, just one. Down the back straightaway, but now Andrew Davis looks to capitalize. Tried to drive it in on the low side of Hera, but not able to get that done off of turn number 3 and 4. As Hera now able to regroup and get that car tucked back down on the red and white curbing on through the corners. So he's back now to 4th after restarting 2nd on the last restart. Esri jumps out to his big lead again already. Up to about a 1 second between himself and the Steinhoff 74. The 3 of Robinson now going to be under attack from the Hera 15 down into turn 3. So Hera looking to move quickly back around the 3 car, get back onto the podium here in this one. Drives it in way deep, blows the corner as the caution comes out. Does Hera, so he's going to lose a couple spots on that attempted pass, but the caution is out here on the speedway. Looks like the driver of the 12 having some issues bringing out the caution. So Dustin will go through turns 3 and 4, see if he loses control there on the exit of turn 4, and the caution will come out as he tries to get that car righted. Not quickly enough, unfortunately, so again, under caution here, and it looks like pit road is going to be a busy place this afternoon here, or at this time rather, as we are headed to pit road as a bunch of teams look to make some changes to their machines. As they do that though, we're going to step away and take a quick commercial break. We'll be back on the other side to reset the lineup for the continuation of stage number 3.
AutoServ of Charlestown has been providing trusted, high-quality auto repair and maintenance services in Charlestown, West Virginia. Specializing in everything from routine oil changes and brake repairs to advanced diagnostics, we service both domestic and foreign vehicles with precision and care. Choose AutoServ in Charlestown, your local auto repair expert since 2001. Now let's get back to the action on the track featuring the Quick Finishers Racing League.
Welcome back to the SimWorld Racing Network's presentation of the Quick Finishers Racing League AutoServ 280 for Martinsville, Virginia. Caution is back out on the speedway, and we are going to get set to reset the lineup for you here from Martinsville, as it looks like a few cars did not come down pit road there, as Andrew Davis, James Nelson, James Bowden all staying out. Tyler Nelson, Curtis Sobern, Tommy Osborne, and Miklos Radanovic also staying out on track under that caution. They all recently just came down pit road. So that's going to put the race leader, Chris Esri, buried back in 8th place here on this restart, as we have a total flip-flop of the top of the field here in this one, as Andrew Davis in the 33 Fruity Pebbles machine will start from the inside of row number 1. Outside him will be James Nelson 75, the AutoServ 75. The Race of Champions number 53 on the inside of row 2. Tyler Nelson outside row 2. Curtis Sobern and Tommy Osborne will make up row 3. Then you got Rada on the inside of row number 4. Outside will be the race leader there before the time of the caution. That'll be Chris Esri's 4. Steinhoff 74. Dave Harris 15. All back there jumbled in the middle of this one. So the field will work out of turn number 4. Into the Geico restart zone. The 33 will get on the loud pedals. They head down to turn number 1. Out of turn 1 and 2, it's going to be the 33 leading this one. Oh, now James Bowden up to second. James Nelson back to third. Sovereign will get to fourth, and Rada up to fifth here in the early going of this restart. Nelson and Osborne going the wrong way. It's hard contact with the outside wall there for the driver of the number 38 machine. We're back down the back straightaway here. Sovereign looking to work over the number 75 of Nelson here in this one. Again, a lot of cars staying out on that last caution who had recently just pitted. So Andrew Davis has been out there since lap 125, so he was the leader at the restart. Bowden was able to sneak by the inside of Nelson through turns 1 and 2, but now Nelson will look to the inside of Bowden down in 3 and 4. Not able to make a move quite yet. It's going to re-rack and restack as the fast cars are coming. Though as Steinhoff, with his 4 fresh tires, makes his way to the inside of Curtis Sovereign through 1 and 2, right onto the back bumper of the 75 of Nelson down the back straightaway. Nelson now have to go to defense mode as Bowden will get sideways off of turn number 4, bringing out yet another caution here from Martinsville. So James Bowden losing the handle off of turn 4, resulting in a caution. Take another look here, see the driver of the number 53 machine just lose the rear end off of the corner and spins down. A little bit of contact with the inside wall, but no worse for wear. Is the driver of the 53 car's pretty bent up from an earlier incident already, so just a little more damage to the front of that machine. Andrew Davis, though, will stay in control as the leader here on this caution. As they work their way on lap, coming to the completion of lap 171, the field works its way down the front straightaway. So far, 15 cautions, unfortunately, slowing the pace this afternoon in this one. We have had a bit of a struggle putting together an extended green flag run, so looking to turn that fortunes around here as we get to the end of this one. Looks like Dustin Matney will get the wave by. He will take the lucky dog and go back 2 laps down. Now is the driver of the number 15 machine. Andrew Davis will be the leader once we go back green, and then you got the 75 of James Nelson. Then the highest running car that pitted on the last caution, that is the Steinhoff 74. He is up to third now, so he's going to be in a pretty good position on this restart on the inside lane with the fresh Goodyears underneath him. So look for him to make a move early to try to get by Nelson, who will be stuck starting on the outside and then trying to make a move on race leader Andrew Davis in that 33 machine. Curtis Sovereign there inside the top 5, running in 4th, and then behind him Rada in the 89 in 5th. Looks like it'll be Greg Robinson in 6th and Kurdzlek in 7th. And I think that is Chris Essery will start from the 8th place. Dave Hara, Tyrone Yo, 9th and 10th. Clayton Cyrus, Tyler Nelson, Tommy Osborne, 11, 12, and 13. James Bowden, after his spin coming out of turn 4, will restart this one in 14th, and then Dustin Matney will bring up the tail end of this one. 2 laps down, the lucky dog under this last caution. Pace car, hard left on the pit road, pull them belts tight, double check that steering wheel is on the car properly as we get set to go back racing here. 106 laps to go this time at the line to get to the end of the AutoServ 280 from Martinsville Speedway. Green is back out in the air. We are racing again. Great start for the Davis 33. He's going to pull the 74 with him past us. Now we've got trouble as the 75, the 1 get it together. The 15 collects a piece of that other car's. All avoid the melee as we will take another look at what has brought out the 16th caution of the afternoon. So it looks like a shove from the 3 car to the back of the 1 car might have been the catalyst for this accident. So we'll take another look here. I think that is exactly what happened. Let's go one more look here. We're going to pause it. We're going to change the camera angle. And let's see if the 3 gets into the back of the 1. He sure does. The 3 drives it into the back of the 1, who then propels himself into the 75, and then the 15 nowhere to go as the 1 spins down across his nose. So a shot from the driver of the number 3 car starts the calamity off in turn 1, propelling again the driver of the number 1 machine gets shoved down into the 75, and the result is a bunch of cars with some more bent up sheet metal here at Martinsville. Look at Kurdzlek able to sneak by. Just getting another look at the replay here on our monitor in the booth. But Andrew Davis continues to stay out on track as the leader. Now Steinhoff up into second. Rada back up to third. Kurdzlek and Greg Robinson will be fourth and fifth. Essery, after starting 8th a few restarts ago after coming down pit road, he's fought his way up only 2 positions. He's only up to 6th so far. Dave Hara right behind him in 7th. James Nelson, Tyler Nelson, Tyrone Yo, the rest of the top 10. Looking for the 1 to go signal this time out of turn number 4 for the leader Andrew Davis, who will more than likely elect the inside here on the restart as we get set to go back racing in a half mile, as the field will double up out of turn into turn number 1 rather. As they work their way slowly behind the iRacing pace truck down the back straightaway. Davis and Steinhoff, Rada and Kurdzlek, Robinson and Essery, then it's Dave Hara, and it looks like James Nelson to his outside into the Geico restart zone at a snail's pace. Green flag is out. We are back racing here at Martinsville. Down into turn number 1. Davis able to clear the Steinhoff 74. Kind of lays back a little to get that good run down to the inside. Side by side though for third as Rada and Kurdzlek will battle it out down into turn number 3. That battle for third. Right behind him Robinson and Essery side by side for fifth and sixth rather. That is the battle there for the back half of the top 5 4 cars. Under a blanket working off of turn 2. Kurdzlek looks to get the power down around the outside of the Rada 89. Able to do that. Now Rada will get a bump from the 3 of Robinson as the caution is back out. Looks like Tyler Nelson might have found himself in some trouble here off of turn number 2. Back end gets away from Nelson and he bumps the inside wall, does the driver of the number 85. So that is going to bring out another caution here as he tries to get straightened out. Nelson brings out the caution here. One more look at it. You can see him just get loose off of turn number 2 and slide down to the inside wall. So we'll have another restart here shortly. A few more cars headed down pit road again to just have the crew to give them the once over. So we continue again under caution on lap 183. So just under 100 laps to go in this one, but it's been a slow kind of go here lately as we continue to see caution flags after the restart. So we'll try to see if we can get back under green flag here momentarily. few cars out of the race at this point. Joshua Park Stanford unfortunately ended his night early, only 7 laps complete for the driver of the number 50, and then Tyler Sievert unfortunately early end to his night, also 135 laps before he wasn't able to continue. Other than that, 17 cars still running here in this one. 13 of those on the lead lap at this point. We get set to go back racing next time out of turn 4. Again, Andrew Davis, the control car up front. Steinhoff to his outside. Kurdzlek and Rada in row 2. Essery and Robinson make up row number 3. And Hera and Nelson in row 4. And Sovereign and Yo in row 5. Green flag is back out, and Davis gets a good jump there on the inside. Steinhoff not able to squeeze down to the bottom. That's going to let Kurdzlek close that hole quickly as they go down the back straightaway now. Kurdzlek will run the bottom on the inside of Steinhoff through 3 and 4. The battle is on for second. Back down the front straightaway they go. Steinhoff still holding strong on the outside, but this time into turn number 1. Kurdzlek will clear him as Steinhoff will make the left-hand turn right down to the bottom line before Chris Essery can get his nose in there underneath the 74. So Kurdzlek to second now, Steinhoff third, Essery in fourth, but Andrew Davis has disappeared off the screen. So now that moves maybe Kurdzlek to the lead, as Andrew Davis has not come back yet, so we'll keep an eye on how this shakes out. But right now it looks like Kurdzlek will inherit the lead from Andrew Davis, who, oh, he's back there, is the driver of the 4033 machine. That's going to cause a bit of a handful for the Kurdzlek 41, who didn't expect him to pop back in front of him. But the guy who's going to lose a spot is the 74 Steinhoff, as Kurdzlek checked up when the 33 car popped back up, and Steinhoff had to get out of the gas too, which opened the door for Essery 4 to get back around him. So back down through turns 1 and 2 they go. Destin Matney coming back off of pit road. I think he had a black flag he had to serve there, so he will get back going as Kurdzlek continues to run here in second behind Davis. Then it's Essery, Steinhoff, and Rada, your top 5. As I say that though, the caution comes back out just as Dave Hera looks to the inside of Rada into 1 and 2. Caution is out here. Not exactly sure what brought the caution out that time, but we'll see if we can find a replay. Not sure what happened to the 12 car. There he's back. I don't think that is what caused the caution. Oh, maybe it was because he slowed on the racetrack to let everyone by. Went so slow that the caution came out. So not ideal for a lap car to bring out a caution like that, but that is what happened. Again, not sure what happened to the driver of the number 33 machine. That is Andrew Davis. He is AWOL at this point, so it looks like Kurdzlek will be the leader, I guess. So obviously some kind of intermittent connection issue for the driver of the number 33, and he has disappeared from view. Not sure where he's gone, but we'll see if he pops back in at any time. Either way, Kurdzlek now inherits the lead as Essery will be in second, Steinhoff in third. Is Davis on pit road? Oh, looks like Davis is on pit road, so I am very confused about what happened with the 33 car. I'll be honest with you. He is on pit road, showing on pit road. So we'll see if he's able to make it back out at the end of this one. He probably was going to need to pit before the end of this one, because he last was on pit lane at 125. So back down on pit lane here at lap 192. Looks like the lights are out on the pace truck. We'll get set for a restart. Kurdzlek and Essery on the front row. Steinhoff and Rada in row number 2. Then we're going to have, looks like it should be Hera and Nelson, Sovereign and Tyrone Yo, Osborne, and maybe James Bowden on the outside of that 5th row. So they'll get themselves sorted out at the back of this one. We head down into turn 3 and 4. Pace truck onto the safety of pit road. The leader will be the 41 Butt Kicker Motorsports machine of Kurdzlek. First car to fire. Once they're in that box, there they go. Green flag is out. Great check for the 41. See if the 4 is able to go down to the bottom in front of Steinhoff. He's going to keep it up a little bit higher, but now able to turn it down to the bottom. He gets the nose of the 74 shut off as he will go to work now on the back bumper of the Kurdzlek number 41. This time out of turn number 4. Back down to the stripe. 195 complete. 85 to go in this one. Kurdzlek your leader. Esri, Steinhoff, Hera, and Roddy your top 5. Back down through 1 and 2. They do out of turn 2. The lead is still the 41 as the 4th and the 74 are second and third. S3 looks to maybe get a run here down the front straightaway, but pulls back in line behind Kurds as they head down to 1. Still holding on there on the back bumper of that 41 is the driver of the Ford. The Ford number 4. So up front we got Ford, Chevy, your top 4, then Toyota in 5th. Now Esri will go to the outside this time off of the corner. Almost gets it loose. Kurdzlek will kind of protect the inside down into turn 1, so that's going to give a good run entry to the 4. He's not able to make it work as Kurds will now sneak back up in front of the 4 down into turn 3. All this too wide racing has let the 74 Steinhoff close right on the back bumper of the 4, but Steinhoff catches a piece of the curb on the inside of turn number 3. That's going to slow him down a little as we are working on lap 200 this time. 81 to go at the line that last time. It'll be 80 laps to the end of this one here. The AutoServ 280 on the SimWorld Racing Network. My name is Nathan Christensen, the voice of the Quick Finishers Racing League here on the SimWorld Racing Network as Kurdzlek has leads here in this one. 200 laps complete, 80 to go that time at the line as the sun makes an appearance from behind the clouds and brightens everything up here. Hopefully we'll stick around for the run to the finish though, as the top 4 nose to tail off of turn 4, a gap back to Rada, then a little gap back to the 75. Looks like the car has issues there off of turn number 4. We're going to stay green though here in this one. No caution for that incident coming off of turn 4. Not exactly sure what happened, but everyone able to keep it clean and green. Again, the top 4 separating themselves from the field here in this one. 202 down as Steinhoff trying to work a groove to see if he can get any kind of momentum built up and a run on the 4 car. Up front though, Kurdzlek continues to lead here in the 41, holding that number 41 machine right on the bottom as the 74 that time gets loose off of turn number 4, spins out and gets collected by the 15. Just nowhere to go for Dave Hare that time off of turn number 4. Caution back out on the speed. We'll take a look here. We're just going to see the 74 again up on the curb on the inside, loses the rear end and then gets some help straightening it out from the driver of the 15, who's again got nowhere to go on the exit of turn number 4. So Steinhoff again up on the curb in 3 and 4. He will spin it out and get a piece of the 15 here, but under caution. A bunch of cars headed down pit road. You got Kurdzlek on pit road, Nelson, Steinhoff, and Sobern all headed towards their pit crews. Tyrone Yo at the top of the screen also heading towards his pit crew. Well, we get a chance. We're going to step away, take another commercial break. We'll be back on the other side here of this one to bring you a run to the finish for the last about 75 laps.
Let's talk about steering and suspension. This dynamic duo does more than just keep your ride smooth, they're critical for safety and control. The suspension absorbs road bumps, while the steering system ensures you can navigate with precision. If you're feeling vibrations, uneven tire wear, or a rough ride, it's time for a checkup. Proper maintenance can prevent costly repairs and keep you driving safely. Stay in control, schedule your steering and suspension service today. Now let's get back to the action on the track featuring the Quick Finishers Racing League.
Welcome back to the Martinsville Speedway here, the AutoServ 280 on the SimWorld Racing Network, the Quick Finishers Racing League, race number 7 of the 2025 season. Chris Essery, the leader here under caution at lap number 207, this time out of turn number 4. Last caution brought out by a spin for the number 74, who then got a piece of the 15 car with nowhere to go for Dave Hare, collecting him in that one. Looks like the lights are out on the pace truck, so we'll get set to go back racing here from Martinsville. It's going to be Essery and Hara. Then you got Rada, and that looks to be Greg Robinson. Then you got Tommy Osborne in the 28, 33 of Andrew Davis, the 85 of Tyler Nelson, and the 41 of Kurdzlek. So Kurdzlek coming on pit road from the lead. We'll restart this one on the outside row, unfortunately in 8th position. He's got, let's see here, he's got 73 laps to get back up towards the front, but Chris Essery back in the command seat as the green comes back out, and a great jump like always for the driver of that number 4 car. See if Hara in the 15 able to clear the Rada number 89. Not quite yet, as they are side by side down the back straightaway. Hara in trouble there, caught on the outside. See if he's able to sneak down low at any point in front of the driver of the 89 machine. Again, battling side by side down the front straightaway. In the 1 and 2, Rada on the bottom preferred groove is going to get a great run that time on the exit. He might even be able to clear Hara, as Hara's looking to go back to the outside, though. He drives it in way, way deeper than the driver of the 89, but as I say that, looks like the caution is back out for an incident involving the 53 of James Bowden getting loose off of turn 2 and just spinning it out into the wall. Able to get that machine back rolling. You can see in the replay, no rear bumper on that car, so sure that's not helping the downforce any, as you do still need some here at Martinsville. So yellow is back out. Looks like Dave Hara was able to complete the pass before the yellow came out, so he's going to be in second here, it looks like. Rada third. Robinson 4th, Osborne 5th, and Kurdzlek up 2 spots to 6th since that last restart. So the man with the freshest tires would be that 41 car. He was on pit road at lap 204 compared to Essery and Hara, who were down at 162, Rada 153, Robinson and Osborne last on pit road at 191. So we'll see how the tire game plays out here once we get back going. But right now under caution, working. Looking to complete lap number 210, excuse me, at the line this time. So our 20th caution of the afternoon. We have hit the milestone of 20 cautions here in 210 laps thus far from Martinsville. Again, just having a tough time stringing some green flag laps together for everyone to get comfortable and separated far enough that there isn't any collateral damage between cars, as we have a caution under caution, I guess. An incident involving the 89 and the 3 car at the end of the back straightaway, so we're going to have to see what happened there. Let's take a look. So it looks like Robinson just drifted down in the side of the 89, and 89 ends up facing the wrong way on the back straightaway. One more look at that. You can just see the 3 car slowly creeping down into the side of the 89, spins him out on the back straightaway. No one else involved, thankfully. So we'll see if these guys are able to get back in their positions here under caution. Sure if they will be able to. Now Rada drives into the side of the 89 car, or 28 car, and the caution will stay out. This is just, I don't even know what to say. This is just drivers have lost their minds. Oh my goodness. Who would have thought it would be so hard to get around under caution? My gosh, come on guys, let's get this sorted out. This is just silliness at this point. So looks like we're going to go back green, at least try it this time, through turns 3 and 4. cars aren't lined up all that well, as maybe they'll get in better shape through 3 and 4 as we head out of turn number 4. Green flag back in the air, and we are racing here on lap 215. So S3 gets a jump on the field. As Hera again going to be stuck on the outside, maybe of Rada on the exit of turn number 2. Has a bit of a gap between them. Is he able to clear Rada down into 3, but drives in way too hard, pushes up on corner exit, almost gave Rada a run back on him, but able to keep the 89 at bay there in 3rd. Out of turn number 2, it's going to be Essery, Lafano, Dave Hera, Rada, Robinson, and Kurzalek. Your top 5. Headed down the front straightaway now. Kurzalek will look to the inside of Greg Robinson through 1 and 2. Catches a piece of the back bumper of the 3 car, who then gets up into the outside wall on corner exit. It's going to open the door for Steinhoff to make a move to the inside of Kurzalek, who, of course, drives into the back bumper of the 41 and spins him out. Just another caution here in this one. 21st caution on the afternoon. If we're going to set a record, I think we might already be there, but this is a little silly at this point. These guys just need to calm themselves down. There's still 63 laps to go to get to the end of this one, but another caution here from Martinsville. Take a look at the replay, which is what brought out the caution here. You'll see the 74 drive into the inside of the 41 to spin him out down in turn 3 and 4. So fortunately for Kurzalek, no one else gets into him. He'll have to regroup and go to the tail end Charlie here on the next restart. Looks like some cars have headed down pit road. Dave Hera on pit road, last time by pit opening, so Hera will come and get some fresh tires here for a run to the finish of this one. So it's Essery and Rada now, the front row. Steinhoff and Robinson, 3rd and 4th. Nelson and Sobrin, 5th and 6th. Andrew Davis and Tyler Nelson, row number 4. Tyrone Yo and Michael Kurzalek will make up row number 5, 9th and 10th position on track. Should look to get the 1-to-go signal this time out of turn number 4. See if we can get these cars lined up without anyone crashing this time. All I know is a lot of these cars will need to go to the AutoServ garage after this one to get some repairs done, because there is a lot of bent sheet metal on these machines coming here to the end of this one. Field successfully doubles up down the back straightaway. Well, I shouldn't speak too soon. Still some cars to get side by side, but the pace truck will head towards the infield this time. Into turn 3 and 4, the field will go. Essery, Rada, Steinhoff, Robinson. And you got Nelson and Sobrin, Davis and Nelson. That'll be your top 8 this time out of turn number 4. Green flag back in the air. Essery, huge jump for that number 4. That's going to maybe open the door for Rada to get down in front of Steinhoff. Not able to make that work, as Steinhoff will drag racing down the back straightaway in turn 3 and 4. Steinhoff moves to the inside of Rada, gets that pass done as they work off of turn number 4 now. It's Robinson to the inside of Rada down into turn 1 and 2. Still no luck getting that path done. Up front though, Essery and 74 Steinhoff have pulled away from the front of Rada. Now Rada looking to get back to the bottom groove, but he's going to slide the tires on the entry of turn number 1 and 2. Slow everyone down behind him as they get all bunched up, but no contact thankfully as they work off of 4 again. Rada Robinson, Sobran, Nelson, Davis, and Kurdzalek already back into the mix of things here in 8th for Kurdzalek. Up front it continues to be Esri, Steinhoff, 1-2, then Rada and Robinson and Sobran here, the battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th on your screen. Now Kurdzalek makes that move to the inside of the driver, the 33, Andrew Davis, down into turn 1, going to clear for 7th as the driver in the 41. He'll go to work now on the set his sights on the back of the 75 car there in front of him. These guys shifting gears in these things as they head out of the about halfway down the back straight. They'll flip it up to 4th gear and under braking down to 2nd. Engine braking, helping getting that car slowed down to make that tight turn here at either end of this one as we are 227 laps complete. As Sobran locks the brakes up there in front of James Nelson. That's going to slide him up to the 2nd groove, and Nelson's going to have a run to the inside into turn 3. Stay on board the roof cam of the 41 machine. Now Sobran grabs a couple pieces of the wall, bounces off, and now he will lose another spot to the driver of the 41, and still caught up in that outside line is Curtis Sobran off of turn number 2 as Davis will make his way by, and the 85 and the 15 of Nelson and Hera battle side by side. Ooh, behind him, Nelson caught a piece of the curb almost up into the side of the LSPD machine as they complete 229 laps that time at the line. Should be 50 to go next time out of turn number 4. Hera looks to the inside of Sobran. He's going to try to bring Nelson with them, but Nelson gets a little piece of the Sobran 1 off of turn 4. It's going to slow up the 1 car, and a couple more cars will sneak by. But Hera up to 8th, Nelson now up to 9th. Kurdzalek right in front of them in 6th, but they have, Davis in 7th between them as Kurdzalek still looking to make a move on the back of the 75 car. Up front, though, Esri continues to lead about 7/10 of a second over Steinhoff in 2nd, and a big gap of about 4 seconds back to Rada in 3rd. So these 2 cars pulling away from the 3rd and 4th place group that time. As you can see, a huge gap now back to them as James Nelson has an issue. He's going the wrong way as the yellow flag is out. Looks like he is sitting crossed up off of turn number 4. Caution out again. We'll take a look at what happened to James Nelson. So it might have just caught a piece of the curb there on the inside of turn number 3 and 4 and spun to the inside wall. And it looks like he catches the curb about middle of the corner and then almost catches a piece of his son there as he comes sliding through right behind his father in the 75. Let's take one more look at this incident involving the 75. You can see him just drive up on the curb, and that's enough to upset the car. He spins it out, and then Tyler gets loose and almost crushes the back of the 75 car. So fortunately for both Nelsons, that did not happen. As James will stay out here under caution as a handful of cars are on pit road. Looks like Rada, Sobran, Cyrus, and Tyrone Yo all on pit road in this one. So Dustin Matney will get another one of his laps back. So the battle continues for the 12 as he will now move to 1 lap down behind the field. Esri, though, he will come to pit road on what looked to be a closed pit road, but I'm not 100% sure. The lights were red. Doesn't mean necessarily that the pit road was closed, but Esri will come down to pit road and hand the lead over to the driver of the number 74 machine. That is Ryan Steinhoff. Now will take control of this one. So I think you're still able to, if you don't come down the first time, you are still able to come down the second time around, which is, I think, what the driver of the 4 car did there. So you might be okay. If not, he'll have a 40-second hold, which will pretty much put him a lap or 2 laps down. Shout out to those watching online of the Sim World Racing Network. Again, glad to have everyone tuned in tonight for this one. Been a bit of a slow race in the sense that we've had, I think, 22 or 23 cautions in the first 230 laps. We got 44 to go once we go back green here. So hopefully we can put a little run here together and get us to the end of this one from Martinsville. But Steinhoff will be the leader as we come down the back straightaway, getting ready to go back to green. Outside him will be the Robinson the Robinson 3 on the outside. Kurdzlek all the way back up to third. Davis outside of him, and then you have Dave Hare and Tyler Nelson fifth and sixth. Green flag back in the air. The jump to the 74. Good run down into turn number 1 as Kurdzlek right on his back bumper hits the inside of Robinson. He'll clear Robinson off at 2. Dave Hare looking to do the same thing down the back straightaway. Into turn 3 and 4. Battle for fourth is Robinson on the outside. He's going to get passed by the 15 of Hare. A bunch of jangling cars in the back. Everyone able to keep it going rather, as now we got a battle. The battle for third has sorted itself out. Robinson will now chase back down the 15 of Hare, but the 33 of Davis looks to run down the 3 of Robinson. Looking lap 240 here. This time out of turn number 4 will be 240 complete. Looks like we are back under caution though before we can get there. So we'll take a look here quickly at what puts us under caution again here tonight. Looks like an incident involving a few cars have brought the caution out. So it looks like the 38 of Barnett just catches a piece of the curb, very similar to what happened to James Nelson on the last caution. And then he spins out, and again the 1 car of Sobern and the 53 of Bowden nowhere to go. We'll take one more look at that. Keep an eye on the driver of the 38. Gets into the inside curve there, right there, enough to upset the car and bring the rear end around. And then again nowhere to go for both the driver of the 53 and the 1. So back under caution here. 39 laps to go, 23rd caution of the afternoon here for these guys as we work lap number 242 should be complete this time out of turn number 4. Like Kurdzlek went back down pit road under caution, not sure why, so that's going to move the 15 up into second, Robinson up to third, and now the 4th place car will be the 33 of Andrew Davis. And 5th will be the 85 of Tyler Nelson. James Nelson will be 6th. Barada will be 7th. Tommy Osborne 8th. 9th is Essery, and 10th is Clayton Cyrus. So Steinhoff last on pit road, lap 204. Dave Hare 218. Robinson 191. Andrew Davis 192. And Tyler Nelson on pit road at 182. So a mixed bag of when the top 5 were all last on pit road. Different tire strategies playing out here late in this one. Not sure the tires have had enough heat put in them under green flag to really make too much of a difference, but we'll see how it plays out over the last 36 laps as the field will roll down into turns 3 and 4, coming to green at the completion of lap 244. The Pimax number 74 on the inside, the LSPD 15 on the outside, the 3 and the 33 in row number 2. Green flag back in the air for Steinhoff, who rockets off down into turn number 1. As we are headed to turn 1 and 2, Robinson looks to get to the inside of the Hera 15 this time out of turn number 2. Not able to pull even, but still got that nose beside the rear bumper. Now O'Hara will clear the Steinhoff, or sorry, not the Steinhoff, the Robinson car in to turn 3 and 4 and down the back front straightaway. The leader will be Ryan Steinhoff over Dave Hara, Greg Robinson, Andrew Davis, and Tyler Nelson holding on to the 5th place spot, but he has company on the outside. That is his dad, James Nelson. The 75 with the 85 catches a piece of the curb, gets up into his dad in the outside. It's going to cost James a bit of a run on exit. Now he'll go to battle with the Rada 89 through 1 and 2. He's caught on the outside now, so not the place you want to be here late in this one. As Rada now will get by Nelson. He tries to squeeze the 4 down on corner entry. Not going to get him much ground though, and still hanging on to the outside is that number 75. Rada makes a block to the inside and cuts the nose vestry off, this time in 1 and 2. Now Tyler Nelson gets tight in the center. That's going to open up the door for the drivers of the SRE4 and the Rada 89 to get by. James Nelson now back to the bottom. He's now going to look to put a move on his son as Rada gets into the outside wall off of the exit of turn number 4. He's going to collect the driver of the 85, Tyler Nelson. Caution is back out in this one. Looks like James Bowden facing the wrong way off of turn number 4 also. So let's take a look and see what brought out the caution here in this one. So Rada just loses all back grip and the car goes left and right and hard into the outside wall, and poor Tyler Nelson nowhere to go as he is going to have his line closed quickly by the 89 car here, as nowhere to go for the 85. Hard on the brakes, just can't get it wound up enough and makes contact with the driver of the number 85. One more look at this one as Rada into the outside wall, and then Tyler nowhere to go again as Bowden spins it out off the back of the field there, coming out of turn number 4. Cars on pit road again in this one. Looks like Robinson from the lead group is headed down pit road, as he was last on pit road quite a while ago. It's been 59 laps since he was on pit road, so he will take advantage of this caution with 250 laps complete. 30 to go as we get down to the bitter end of this one here. Hopefully we can get this done sooner rather than later. Like to Greg Barnett, 38, getting a lap back, so he is 13 laps down unfortunately, so he will take one of those back. He was 14, so now 13. The good news for Dustin Matney, back on the lead lap, sitting in 13th, so that car has used a handful of lucky dogs to get back into the lead lap position. As the field continues under caution here, 251 laps complete in the AutoServ 280. Should be about 27 laps to go when we go back green, because thinking we'll get the 1 to go signal this time out of turn number 4. Lights are out on top of the iRacing pace truck as field makes its way to turns 1 and 2. The 74 and the 15 on the front row. Then you got Andrew Davis and Chris Esri in row 2. James Nelson, Mike Kurdzlak row 3. Clayton Cyrus, Tyrone Yo in row 4. The one of Curtis Sovereign, the 53 of James Bowden in row 5. Pace truck to the safety of the infield. Pull them belts tight one more time, hopefully, as we get set to go back racing here at Martinsville. Little bump from the 4 to the back of the 15, but the green flag is back out, and Steinhoff gets a great start. Looks like the 15 is going to get a better start this time. Going to kind of hold the top because he's not sure if he's quite clear yet. He isn't though, off of turn number 2. He might be now though, halfway down the back straightaway. He's going to look to close the door on the 33 car down into turn 3 and 4, but as I say that, the caution comes back out and a group of cars all facing the wrong way in turns 3 and 4. The driver of the 05, Clayton Cyrus, looking to get to the bottom lane, just didn't have a clear route down there. That's going to bring again out the caution. We'll take one look there. It's just see goes down into the corner, just not quite clear of the one, who doesn't really give him too much room to work with on the entry of the corner, and then a bunch of cars spin out, including the 3 and the 12. Rough night for Dudson's Matt, and he continues after getting himself back on the lead lap, facing the wrong way here in that one. Looks like the free pass this time will be the driver of the 89. That is Rada getting back on the lead lap with that move around the outside of the pace truck. So a couple more laps here under yellow. We're working on lap number 255 will be complete, 256 rather, complete that time right there at the line. Leader is Ryan Steinhoff, led 22 laps so far here in this one. Fifteen cars continue to be on the lead lap here this afternoon. Cars started this one, 2 cars out of the race, a couple cars numerous laps down, that being Greg Barnett in his 38, 13 laps off the pace, and then the 22 laps back after an issue coming off of turn number 4 is the 98 of Zulu Zoltan Nudge. As looks like the white flag, or the 1 to go signal rather, given to the field this time down into turns 1 and 2. Restart order will look very similar to the restart order from just a couple laps ago. The 74 and the 15 make up the first row. You got Davis on the inside, 4 of Esri on the outside of row 2. Kurz and Nelson, though, I think have swapped lanes as they were inside-outside last time. Tyrone Yo there right at the back half of the top 10. You got Sobrin right there also outside of him. Then you got Bowden and Greg Robbins. Turns 3 and 4. Green flag coming out this time out of turn number 4 for the driver of the Pimax 74. Into the restart zone, hammers down, green flag is back out, great jump for the 74 again. 15 looking to muscle his way down to the bottom in front of the Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles number 33 gets that done off of turn number 2. He will go to work, chase down the driver of the 74. But before we can even get past this halfway mark of the back straightaway, guess what? Caution's out. Let's see what brought the caution out this time. As they got all together coming off of turn number 2, we'll take another look at that one. As the 53 and the 3 get together, and then they collect the 2, and then Tommy Osborne slams on the brakes before he gets into the side of the 3 car. So caution back out after a quarter of a lap here on that restart. So looks like another lap given back to the driver of the 38. That is Greg Barnett. He will now be 12 laps down. At this rate, he may be on the lead lap before we get to the end of this. Working under caution here again from Martinsville. Be 19 laps to go at the line. So we'll flip-flop the restart order of the second row now, as it'll be Esri in 3rd this time. Andrew Davis will be outside in 4th. Then you got Kurdzalek and Nelson behind them, but up front still the same pair battling on the front row. Steinhoff in the 74, Dave Hara in the 15. 4, then the 33, the 41, then the 75, the 1, and then the Bowden 53 still in the mix in this one after being involved in a handful of incidents for both the 1 and the 53. 53 missing the whole back bumper assembly of his machine. Out of turn number 2, lights off on the pace truck. He'll head to the safety of the infield. I'm pretty sure he has led the most laps this afternoon, the driver of the pace truck. as he will duck out of harm's way and to the infield as we get set to go back racing for a try to get to the end. It'll be 17 laps to go before the end of this one. 8.5 miles. Bringing us back out, and we are racing here. Esri gets a great start on the bottom. He's going to move to the inside of Dave Hara through an exiting turn number 2. Hara back to third. Esri will now go to work on the Steinhoff 74 up front. Able to complete a lap this time under green. It's Steinhoff, Esri, Hara, Kerjelek, the top 4. Esri has the freshest tires out of everybody, as he will look to move to the outside of Steinhoff's 74 this time through 3 and 4, but that might have opened the door for a run from Hara. Not quite yet, as now Kerjelek will look to the inside of Dave Hara, but Hara will go to the outside as he knew Kerjelek was coming. No move there between those two, as the battle still, though, developing in the 3rd and 4th battle, as the yellow is out again. James Bowden brings out another caution here, another incident involving the driver of the 53. Is up to about the 6th place position on that restart. Now we'll have to start at the tail end of the field for the driver of the 53. So now that Steinhoff will continue to lead here under caution. It's going to be Esri in 2nd now, Hara in 3rd, but that might move Hara back to a better positioning, as he'll be on the inside row. And guess what? Greg Barnett gets another lap back. He'll go from 12 down to 11. Don't blink, he'll be back to 10 momentarily. Under caution here this afternoon for probably about the 25th time, unfortunately. Couple more laps before we get set to go back racing here from Martinsville. Field doubles up out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. We get set to go. 11, it'll be 10 to go at the line. So keep an eye on the Dave Hara 15, see if he's able to make a move on the inside of turn 1 and 2 to get by Chris Esri, who might be caught on the outside. Kerjelek in 4th. Sobran in 5th, as the green flag is out, and we're back racing. Great start again for the Steinhoff 74. As I mentioned, the 15 of Hara looks to the inside, as before we even make it through turns 1 and 2, we are back under caution. Wide into turn 1 between the 33, the 89, and the 3 car on the bottom. Ends up with the 33 car getting spun out, and a caution coming out, like I said, before we even got through turns 1 and 2. So Hara not able to capitalize on his inside 3rd place start position that time. We'll see if he is able to capitalize this time if we get enough laps in to make a move on the S34. As the podium right now looks like it's going to be Steinhoff, Essery, Hera, Kurdzlek in 4th, Sauber in 5th, and I believe James Nelson 5th, Tyler Nelson, or sorry, Curtis Sauber, yeah, 5th, James Nelson 6th, Tyler Nelson 7th, Greg Robinson 8th, 9th, Terada, and 10th is going to be the Tommy Osborne 28. Clinton Cyrus, James Bowden 11th and 12th. Dustin Matney was running in 12th, but he is on pit road. Andrew Davis also on pit road. Greg Barnett gets another lap back, 10 laps. Now down. I think he started at about 16, so making his way back onto the lead lap. It'll be just a matter of time for Greg Barnett in that 38 car before he gets the chance to be a factor at the end of this one. At the end of the day, you either love coming to Martinsville, sorry, Merrittville, that's a local dirt track to me. You either love coming to Martinsville or you don't like coming to Martinsville. And tonight, I bet there's a bunch of drivers who did not like coming to Martinsville. One guy who I think might like it so far is the driver of the 74, although he was involved in his fair share of incidents earlier in the race. Just the right place at the right time here down towards the end. Hasn't really had to race many drivers here in over the last 50 or so laps, as most of these laps have been under caution. But it'll be 5 to go this time when they get the green flag. The good news is, if we get there, there's only 3 green-white checkers, so if we need them, we'll use them, but hopefully we don't. It's green flag this time out of 4. It'll be Essery on the outside, Steinhoff on the inside. Green flag back out as they head down to turn number 1. Essery go into the outside. Everyone from 3rd on back has appeared to wreck. 4th on back has appeared to wreck on this restart. So take a look here at what happened. So it looked like Kurdzlek was pretty eager to get down to the bottom, obviously not clear of the one car, and then again everyone else behind them grabs a piece of the action. Take one more look here, going down into turn 1 on the restart. You'll see Kurdzlek go to make a move to the inside, and one car is there, so nowhere to go. Tough break for the 75, the 3. Bowden then gets into the 3, spinning him out again after they all get going again. So looks like we're going to need some of those green-white checkers possibly, as looks like a couple cars caught behind the pace truck but still on the lead lap. Should be Kurdzlek. So looks like the 38 of Osborne will get another wave around. 29 laps from the lead now. And then it looks like Robinson lost a lap, so he will cycle himself back to the back. So it's going to be 74, the 4, the 15, the 85, the 2, or the 1 car is going to be your top 5. So it'll come around, should get the 1 to go signal this time out of turn number 4. So we will, looks like we will start to use up those overtime restarts. Kurdzlek should get the wave around, I would assume. Oh, there he goes. Lights are off on the pace truck. It'll be green flag next time out of turn number 4 as Robinson drills the back of the 53 car. Probably a little payback for the 53 getting into him under caution there. Back up front, though, we'll have the 74, the 4, the 15, and the 85 will make up rows 1 and 2. You have the 1, the 75 in row 3, the 89 and the 05 in row 4. It'll be 2 laps to go in this one if we can get it in. Green flag out of turn number 4. Steinhoff the control car. Esri on the outside. Down into the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Steinhoff waited a bit longer that time, as that will hurt his jump, as Esri is now right on his outside. Out of turn number 4. Down the back straightaway they go. Esri clears the hair of 15 for second. Now Steinhoff will have to hold off the charge of the 4 through turns 3 and 4. Down to the stripe. 1 to go. Next flag will end it, whether it's caution or checkered. We're going to see the end of this one. Down into turn 1 and 2. Steinhoff with a bit of a cushion there, about half a car length between him and Esri. Will Esri send it full send into turn 3 and 4? He will not. Steinhoff will roll the bottom, get a little loose. That's going to open the door for Esri. Not able to capitalize, though, as they go 1, 2, 3 across the line. Steinhoff picks up his first win of the 2025 season, as this one comes to an end after 282 laps. So tonight's winner, Ryan Steinhoff, picking up the big win out of Scottsdale, Arizona. He will go to victory lane for the first time on the 2025 season. We're going to step away here, see if we can get some drivers queued up for some interviews. We'll be right back with an interview from the top 3 here from Martinsville. Hey, Hillbilly, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Nathan.
3rd place tonight after 2nd place last night here at Martinsville. We're in the right spot there at the end on the inside row for that last restart. Just a slow restart, and weren't able to capitalize trying to get to the inside of S3 4 going into 1 and 2.
Yeah, anytime S3's out there, you're going to have a little bit of hard time getting around him for sure. 74 was fast all night as well. And I certainly didn't want to get into anybody, so didn't want to cause any more mess than there's already been. But yeah, it was a good night for the LSPD Chevy and Dirty Dave's Racing overall. Would like to have been a couple spots higher, but it is what it is, and we'll take it.
All right, so continuing that streak of podiums here from Martinsville, obviously 2nd last night and then 2nd last week at Homestead. So good streak going as you head to Darlington for a couple races next week. Yeah,
man. It's not one of my favorite tracks, but I'm gonna put in some practice and see what I can figure out with it. But and I want to thank QFRL, and I really want to thank SWRN for putting on the show. I know it was probably difficult to call, man, but you're the best in the business. So thanks for what you do up there.
No problem. Thanks for the good words, and hopefully we'll talk to you a few more times after races this season, Dave.
10-4, buddy. We'll see you then.
All right, that was 3rd place finisher tonight, Dave Hara, in that number 15 machine. We'll see now if we can get a word with runner-up tonight. Should be Chris Esri in his number 4 machine. Hey, Chris, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
2nd place tonight after what was a marathon of a race here from Martinsville. A little better than last night, so can't be too upset with a 2nd place finish, I'm sure.
Yeah, not at all. This set was like training wheels, because last night I could not save this right front, and tonight I was freaking like on train tracks. As fast as I wanted to go, it didn't matter.
Well, that's I guess that's a different setup. Will cause some better driving for some, and then obviously some others struggle tonight on the setup. But look to continue the good season as we head to Darlington next week.
Yes, sir. All these cautions, I'm ready to get to a big track, get spread out, and have some green flag racing.
All right, thanks a lot, Chris, and we'll talk to you for sure next time you're in the podium.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that was tonight's runner-up, driver of the number 4, Chris Esri, and we'll see if we can get a word with tonight's winner, driver of the 74 machine, his first win of the 2025 season. Let's see if we can dial up Mr. Steinhoff. Hey, Ryan, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, bud.
First win of the 2025 season in what was a marathon of event here from Martinsville. Had a little bit of issue earlier in the race, but right place at the right time towards the end, and held off all charges there over the last 50 laps to pick up the win.
Oh yeah, no, marathon is the word for it. I think that was fun though. Martinsville is one of my weakest tracks, so to actually walk out with a win is I'm hyped. I'm hyped for it.
So first win of the year, get some momentum going into Darlington. How do you feel about that track next week?
I ran pretty good there last year. For this race, actually was gonna win it until 3 green flag checkers took me out in the last lap. But you know, that's how it is sometimes. But hopefully we can rally back and do it again.
All right, well, got some good momentum going after a few struggle last week. Had some issues, technical difficulties of not getting in the race, but this week back to victory lane for you, and good luck next week at Darlington.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for broadcast.
No problem. All right, that was tonight's winner, Ryan Steinhoff out of Scottsdale, Arizona, driver of the number 74. Let's see if we can take a quick look here at the rundown to the finish of this one for you. So the AutoServ 280 from Martinsville Speedway, as mentioned, the top 3 there for in this one, Ryan Steinhoff, Chris Essery, and Dave Hare coming home for 2nd and 3rd. Curtis Sobran holding on for a 4th place finish. And Tyler Nelson, a standout performance for the youngster out of Harpers Ferry, West Virginia, coming home in 5th. Rada in that number 89. He'll come home in 6th. Clayton Cyrus bounces back after being involved in a couple incidents for a 7th place position. James Nelson holds on to 8th. Andrew Davis in 9th. Tommy Osborne comes home in 10th. Tyrone Yo, a strong run for the York, Pennsylvania native in number 11 finishing position. James Bowden with no rear bumper brings that car home 12th. Michael Kurdzlek, Dustin Matney 13th and 14th. The last car is on the lead lap as Greg Robinson and Greg Barnett finish laps down. That is 1 for Robinson, 9 laps down for Barnett. And then the last car running on the speedway, the driver of the number 98 pole sitter tonight, unfortunately, Zulu Zoltan Nudge, not able to find his way back to the front of the field after being involved in an earlier race incident. And then the last 2 cars that start tonight's event, Tyler Sievert only able to muster up, let's see here, 135 laps. And then unfortunately, Joshua Park Stanford only able to complete about 7 laps tonight. So that'll be the end of this one from Martinsville. Again, a marathon of an evening. Tempers hot and heavy for some of these drivers, and lots of cautions, the name of the game tonight. But glad we could bring it to you here live on the Sim World Racing Network. Unfortunately, next week we will not be on the air as I am out of town, so no broadcast next week. We'll be back on the air 2 Thursdays from now with the All-American Racing League. 8:20 we're on the air Eastern Time, so make sure you join us there. But enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy your weekend if you have it off, and we will see you in a couple weeks here on the SimWorld Racing Network. My name is always Nathan Christensen, voice of the Quick Finishers Racing League. The AutoServ 280 has come to a completion, and it was actually the AutoServ 282, so extra racing for everyone tonight. We'll see you in a couple weeks.